I think we
Okay.
need to make a structure to save him.
Quit treating me like a yo-yo!
Sorry, I've got bad charisma. And your charisma's no better, I think.
Once I pull him out.
Strength check. He's in heavy armor.
So, unfortunately, being down Old Owl Well, you really weren't able to discern much. It was just darkness as you dipped down there.
Here, I'll cast some fireballs down there so to let you see.
Don't you dare! Don't you dare!
Can I use prestidigitation to make lights, or?
You can't use it to make a useful light. It only lasts for a second. You have to cast a light cantrip.
Okay, I don't have that. But Smiggle has low light vision, doesn't he?
Yeah.
And he still can't see down there?
Well, looking straight down, he can't see anything, but of course he can see around him with his low light vision.
Okay. Smiggle, we're lowering you down. Tell us when you hit bottom.
He's already 50 feet down. I only have 50 feet of rope.
Well, I'm assuming everybody has more ropes, so if you you lengthen the rope by tying more rope down. You continue to lower him down, and when you get about 80 feet, Schmigel, you see the bottom and it's dirt, and all around you is just dirt, and it's not like the well opens up anywhere; it just ends.
Not even a penny. What is
Nothing
this?
down. No, there's just nothing there.
Can I do an investigation check to see what exactly? Maybe I can find something.
Sure.
Let's see. Skills.
You dig around. You look. It's just a pile of. It's just dirt. It's like.
Can I
it's
dig
like
some of the dirt?
It's like the well just ended at the bottom at some point, and then is covered with dirt. Yeah, you can take some of the dirt, but there's nothing remarkable about the dirt that you can see.
Hey, well, that goes that theory. Put the dirt down.
So what did this do? Just catch rainwater and it became a well?
I mean, the way you see it is probably sometime in the past there was an underwater vein of water, underground vein of water that this well was tapping into, and then something has happened where the water has stopped, or maybe more dirt has piled on top of it, and right now there's just no water there.
Wonder what happens if I keep digging.
Use your helmet.
No, I have a spade.
Oh, you do? Okay.
Hey diddly ho hum day, hey diddly dee.
You dig into the well, and after about 15 minutes of digging, the spade hits something, and then you go down and you dig it out. It's a pair of dirty old boots.
Well then.
And you're looking at these boots, and they just look like they've been worn out. You know the part of the front of the toe is open. They look like they're in bad disrepair.
There's no feet still in the boots, is there?
No.
Okay.
No, you don't see any evidence of foul play down there. It seems kind of just like a hole. But you did find these boots. They're not very appealing to you because they're old, worn out, dried up leather boots.
Do they look dwarfish size?
You can probably fit in them.
No, where's I wear? I put them in with pack and I keep digging.
You dig for another hour or so. You don't really find anything.
Not even another vein?
Nope. By your estimation, wherever the water was much deeper, or it's just dried up.
Schmegel, I think you need to
Probably a
get
good
the
thing you didn't find
150
another
feet
vein of
mark.
water.
So you dig a good another like 5 or 6 feet, and then you realize that you probably need a bucket to haul dirt up while you continue to dig. And then you try to haul some dirt out, but you keep digging, and it's just, you hit like a gravelly layer of the earth. You don't think there's anything else down there.
Hey. Well, at least it was fun digging.
You did
I
find
missed-
yourself in a very old, worn-out pair of boots that look kind of crappy.
So I tug on the rope twice. Eddie, bring me up!
Okay, everybody, strikes checks.
I think with your combined efforts, you can haul Schmigel up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Schmigel comes down, and
Yeah.
he's just packed with dirt.
What in the world did you get into down there?
Wearing
I think he's
boots.
undead. He just crawled out of a grave.
I hate you so much.
Castor, we need to
So
get rid
much.
of all undead. Must be a
Hey, Mix,
necromancer
how's that
down there.
Huggersluggen doing?
Great. Ready for a sip?
Pour me a flagon. I need some. I really need some.
I'm pouring.
Is that
Let me go
just to give you
downstairs and
something
one
to do
gulp.
other than throwing the
Another-
wizard down the hole, or to work up the courage to throw the wizard down the hole?
We'll find out in a minute or two.
Another, please.
There you go.
So Schmigel, as you walk around in the, you get out of the hole and you start walking around in these old crappy boots, and for some weird reason you are walking quickly. It's like you can't slow down. You take a step and then all of a sudden you're it's like your feet automatically take 2 steps.
What was that?
Ooh, what are those, Schmigel?
I don't know. I found them in the well.
They look dirty.
They are.
I'll do
They're
my
very
count.
dirty.
They look old.
Wait a second. I want to try something. Schmigel starts river dancing.
You get a sense of that these boots have magical properties. They're not identified, but for some reason Schmigel seems to be walking pretty fast when he wears these boots.
How much gold do we have?
And then Schmigel, you're dancing, and then you jump, and then all of a sudden you jump like 3 feet into the air, and then you land prone, and you didn't expect that.
Oh!
Hey, Schmigel, want me to take a look at those? It'll cost you 100 gold.
No! Pass me another flagon, please, before I bust that little elf's nose.
No, but honestly, it'll cost you 100 gold. That's all I can do. Oh no, we lost John.
No, I'm still here.
Oh, okay.
It's just my second instance.
Your icon. But there you go.
Oh, there he is. He's back.
He's back.
No, I have 2 things open. That's why.
Alright. Schmigel takes off the boots. Ugh. Give him a look around. I'm gonna go take off the suit.
Are you going to cast Identify on the boots?
Oh no, do they want me to spend 100 gold on that?
That's up to
The
you.
group decision. You guys want me to study these boots? Could be worth it.
Can you use the identify spell or something like that?
Yes.
Yeah, I
You
can,
would
but
have
like
to
I
use
said,
the identify spell on the boots.
it costs 100 gold.
Oh, right. Not the ritual lover.
You want me to?
Well, at least they know I can run a wee bit faster.
That could
And
come
I'm
in
here.
handy.
I pick up the boots and I'll cast Identify on them.
Okay, as you cast
Time for
identify.
Smiggle to get a fancy item, hopefully.
Okay, that's 100 gold, and as
Yeah.
you cast identify, you start sensing the magic, the weave of magic inside the boots, and you realize that these boots are a really old type of magic from before the spell plague. They were created probably hundreds of years ago. In that time, these boots were pretty common, but nowadays they're very rare. They used to be called boots of springing. Nowadays they're just pretty much you can't even find them anymore. And what the magical properties of this boots is that first of all, your speed becomes 30, a flat 30, unless your speed is already higher than 30, and the speed remains 30 even if you're wearing heavy armor or you're encumbered. Additionally, you jump 3 times your normal jump distance.
Too bad, I was hoping for Pegasus boots like in Legend of Zelda.
I don't know if they exist. Here you go, I got your boots for you.
Can't even find them anymore. Well, what did we just do? Should I
Smiggle
take
dead.
that? Somebody take that gold off the party
Yeah, I did.
inventory? You
I
did?
already
Here you go.
Okay.
We should be at 200 something. Yeah, 247.
Okay.
Alright.
Yeah, it looks like you're done here. Do you want to do anything else in Old Owl Well, or are you guys heading over to Thundertree?
I
Head through the
figured
forest.
Might as well go to the forest.
we finish off the pot of Hagerslagen.
You may spend, of course, the rest of the evening here, and set out in the morning,
Yes.
and take
Barricaded
take
in
a
the
nice long rest.
How many
and-
hours
and
you have?
Be fresh. You probably have more than full 8 hours. You probably have enjoyed like 12 hours of rest, because when you
Okay.
came here and killed the necromancer, it was around the afternoon time.
Okay. So, guys, would it be worth it if I learned the invisible spell?
Couldn't hurt if you can do it in that time.
Yeah, it takes me 6 hours. John, how much does it cost to learn a level 2 spell?
Let me see. I think it's something like 50 gold per level.
So 100 gold.
Yeah, but I need to check up on that because I haven't done
Okay.
this much.
We're spending all the gold on magic.
It's 50 gold per level unless it's in your spell school. Then it would be 25 gold. But I think that invisibility is
Transmutation, probably.
Yeah.
a different spell school.
It's illusion. Yeah, illusion. That's right.
Okay. No, I'm abjuration.
Do
It's,
we get experience for the boots?
No.
no,
Probably.
the boots are their own reward. Yeah,
Okay.
boots of springing.
Okay, so do you guys want me to learn invisibility while we have time? I can use it on anyone.
That could come in handy.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's what I was thinking.
I was going to say, certainly anything that'll improve our chances.
Okay, I learned the spell of invisibility.
Okay.
I read in my spellbook.
Okay, subtract the 100 gold. I'm deleting that spell. So in order, when you learn the spell, the scroll gets consumed.
Oh, it does?
Yeah.
Okay, that means the find familiar one should also be consumed.
Yes. Unfortunately, I have
I
to
was going
delete
to
it.
say, I don't.
The find familiar is not there anymore.
I was going to say, yeah, it's gone.
Is the unknown one there too?
The unknown is there. It
Yep,
says magic
unidentified.
scroll, unidentified.
Okay. When we get more gold, maybe we'll come across like a gold mine in the Neverwinter Woods.
And then what? Steal the gold?
Well, no, then I can just like turn the gold into money
Blood?
to identify spells.
Well, no, technically the identify spell is cast with a pearl, but I'm just saying that you have purchased pearls previously.
Yeah.
Diamonds in your pearls in your fancy spells.
Okay, so you guys have spent the night in Old Owl Well. It's early in the morning, and you're ready to set out to travel over to Thundertree. As you recall, it's a 2-day journey.
I'm taking us well clear of the Banshee's lair before cutting northwest end of the forest.
Okay. Now, as you move down, I'm going to. This is the daytime. I'm going to roll something. Oh. Luckily, you are a ranger, and you're keeping well ahead of the curve. As you are leading the party, can you give me a good perception check? Whoever's in front, you're in front leading, so
I'm in front, yeah.
I have Strax flying through the forest still, so.
But the problem is the dragon cannot. When you're in the forest, the dragon can't see anything from above.
See through the wood.
Yeah.
Right.
You know there's something ahead of you. You don't know what it is.
Okay. Is that one of the things I get advantage on? I forget. It's on my character sheet.
It has to be your favored enemy.
It is
right?
my favorite terrain, but I don't think perception was one of my. I'm looking at my class abilities here.
You get advantage on if something
survival,
is your favorite, your favorite enemy. Like, for instance, if this were something undead, you would get advantage. It's not undead.
But that's just on survival and history, not on this.
It's not undead. Okay. You get the sense that there's something moving ahead of you through the woods, and if you were to continue on your course, you guys will definitely run into it.
Okay. I hold position, waiting until the others catch up. I'm probably a good 15 minutes ahead or so.
Mm-hmm.
At normal pace, and let them know that there is something ahead, and I'm going to try to determine what it is. Figure in 15 minutes time it'll have moved ahead, and I can maybe do some search out some tracks to determine what it was.
As you slow down and everybody kind of stops there, and you stay kind of quiet, I need you to do a survival to try to figure out what this beast is. And this is the approximate location. Damn it, the damn telemarketer. I'm going to kill them. I can't stand... It's just so unfair, because in order to not get telemarketed, you have to pay for an unlisted number. You don't know... You can't tell what... Do you have advantage right now with the survival check? So
no.
You cannot tell what it is. You can tell its size. It is large. It's a large a creature, probably 4-legged.
Okay.
I'm gonna send Strax
lots of those
are
natural to this wood. This wood is got a reputation of being safe, so I'm not going to be too concerned about it. Although I will stick much closer to the party just in case. But we'll proceed.
Are you going to
Strax out flying a bit?
You're going to run into it, or are you going to try to skirt around it?
No, we'll continue. But like I said, the forest has a reputation for being safe because of the druids. So I'm not going to be too concerned about it. A four-legged creature is going to be often native to this area. I'm just going to stick closer to the group as we proceed forward.
Okay.
And if I catch sight of it, and if it's something that shouldn't be here, then I'm going to do the druid a favor and.
As you get closer, whatever this creature. You realize that this creature seems to be on the aggressive end. Everybody now, you notice that in front of you, the trees and the bushes are kind of shaking and moving about. As
I'm taking out my axe.
Clearly something that's coming out of the bushes.
Do I know the line or the direction
It is directly in front of you. You're crossing paths with this creature a little bit to the left. You can see that there's trees, there's bushes being just trampled as this creature's moving along its path. But all of a sudden, you start hearing some grunts and some noises.
Can I do a history check to?
It would be a nature check.
Intelligence
probably.
check?
Yeah, it would be more a nature check to identify.
Okay.
Most things that would be native here wouldn't be trampling down the trees.
The grunts sound like those of a natural bear.
Okay, let's back away. There's no need to mess with the bear. The bear is,
Well, the problem
probably-
is, as you got closer, this creature has caught. It seems this creature's caught your scent and is coming at you. It is a good 80 or 90 feet away, but coming at you fast.
I use prestidigitation to make noises off to the north. We're not heading north, right? We're heading west?
Yeah, we're heading northwest.
Okay, then make noises off to the northeast.
You make the noise. You notice that whatever creature's coming towards you stops for a short period of time, and then turns around, continues at you. Now this creature is about 50 feet away from you.
Yeah,
and
it's got our scent.
As you look into the distance, you can actually see that there is this big fuzzy thing trampling through the bushes, coming at you, and it looks like it does not have nice intentions. It appears to have directly hostile intentions at you. It's coming at you.
Is he within long range?
Oh, yeah, he's 50 feet away.
The problem is he is at least 3/4 obscured, because you can just see it as it moves through the bushes and tramples the bushes coming at you.
Okay, I've got one more thing to try then. I'm going to use Phantasmal Force to make a female bear. Hopefully, Castner, do you think it'd be a female or male bear?
What type of bear, and can I tell?
Why don't you? So, is that the nature check to try to discern what kind of bear it is?
Yeah.
You don't think it's a bear. You think that it's something different than the bear. And your thoughts are confirmed as you hear a loud "Arrgh!" and you realize this is not a noise a bear makes. This is not your average bear.
It's not a bear.
And it's also not Yogi Bear.
Okay. What does Strax see from the top of the trees?
He just sees
high branch.
He sees the shrubs getting cleared out as something's
despite
moving through
the
it.
cover it has, I'm going to snap a shot off at it with my bow.
Okay. That is you get that as your first attack, and then we're going into initiative.
Okay.
Okay, so let me bring this out. It's got 3/4 cover because it is clearly just flying through the bushes. But even with 3/4 cover, 22 is a hit.
I catch it as it leaps up.
Yeah.
And place an arrow.
But now
into
you've angered it.
What I'd kill for a ballista.
You strike this creature for 4 damage. Let's roll initiative.
Characters. No, I never. We took our long rest. I didn't get my healing annotated. How does healing work on a long rest?
On a long rest, you get half of your hit dice back.
Those
We've
are
took
of expended hit dice, right? Because you have to, during a short rest, you can use hit dice to recover.
Yeah, but in a long rest, you don't use hit dice. You just recover. Okay.
You recover
For
how
some reason,
much?
these initiative macros are fail me a lot.
Yeah, I had that problem too. Let me see if mine is working here.
Oh, it works. It's just it lags. I don't know why, but that's been happening for quite some time. So you can see this creature is coming at you full speed. And it looks just rabidly angry. You can see just this ferocity in its eyes. It's got his claws bared. His fur is standing up on the edge of his back.
So what is it?
Owlbear.
Owlbear.
Okay, so we're
Part owl, part bear. All vicious.
I don't think it'd be an interesting mount. Okay.
I got Nimbex
Aberration.
I got Nimbex in for 2 initiatives.
Why?
I don't know. Something weird.
Oh, it might have been the lag.
He has an 18.
Okay.
That's the only one that I see for him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I only see 18.
Okay. I fixed that. Okay, Castner, you win initiative. I'm
Okay.
sure your dex is higher than Schmiggle's, so you win initiative. You go first.
Okay, I step back and fire off another shot.
Now it is out of the bushes and no longer obstructed. Here are the bushes.
Now I have a better aim here, so this time
You land a big arrow right into the creature's shoulder.
I get a solid hit,
Get a good hit.
and I draw another arrow.
As you do this, you see that the creature is in this ferocious rage, and it looks like it's ready to rip you apart. Big-O.
Watch the claws. Watch the beak.
Oh boy.
Get that dwarf up front.
This is gonna
So this thing is double your size.
Alright. Would it be considered large?
Yes.
Okay. That's one bit of good news. It's only one size higher than I am, not gigantic. So, let's see. I know I have it somewhere. There we go. Yeah, I'm gonna meet the owlbear in its mid-interception and use a pushing strike.
Okay.
Let's see if this hits.
Okay, you smack the owlboy with your battle axe. It hits.
Yes! Alright. So here's a D8. Or, like, here's my regular damage.
Yes. Damage first, which is 8 damage, and then roll your special.
Yeah. Let me just check on where did I put it. Yeah, I get to roll a extra D8 for damage, and it has to make a saving throw.
Sure. What is the saving throw?
It's to see how if it gets pushed
which
back
stat,
or not.
Which stat?
Just like let me check.
Strength, dex, con.
Let's see. Strength.
That's strength is probably its high point, as you can tell. 13 plus 5.
Ooh!
So this thing you try to push this creature, but it just overpowers you, and you stumble backwards a little bit. It's extremely powerful.
Use the boot
It's like
to
a-
jump
it's like
up
a
into his
train.
face next time.
Okay.
Ooh, he's not covered. He could pick him up and just run with him.
And Shmigo, I'm assuming that's the end of your turn, unless you want
Yep,
to.
yep.
Okay,
No worries.
so it's Nimbex.
I will move up and attack. Oh, I'm sorry, I have a token in the way. Ah, sorry, it's real slow.
I know something weird is going on with these a lot of these macros. I don't know what it is. Like you press it and then you wait 10 minutes and then it comes back.
You don't have 3D dice enabled, do you?
No.
Okay, I heard that anybody having them enabled might cause it. I just turned mine off. I forgot about that. See if that helps things.
Okay, 2 strikes on it, 2 hits for 9 damage.
That's it.
Okay. The doctor's up.
Okay. Is there a tree hanging over him? Or what's the nearest tree to the owlbear?
There are branches canopying above you. There's no tree right next to him, and certainly these trees are a solid 20 feet thick. And,
Are there branches going over him?
Yeah, there are branches.
Do they look big enough to
but
hold
they're
my weight?
very high. They're like a good 40 feet up above him.
Damn it. Okay. Okay, but where would the nearest tree be to him? Or that looks like it has a branch hanging over him.
The trees are extremely high. So there is a tree, let's say over here. But this is like the trunk of the tree.
Where is it?
Over there.
Oh, okay, over there.
It's the trunk of the tree. The branches themselves are a good 40 feet in the air.
Damn, I want to jump down on top of him and try to ride him. Oh well.
Snap you like a twig.
It would be a dangerous thing to do.
It would be. But it'd be fun. I guess that's not going to happen in this forest. Okay. I'm going to move over to the side. I'm going to go over to the tree and use it as some cover to sort of hide from him. I'm going to use... I think I'm going to use Phantasmal Force to create another owlbear in front of him.
Let's go. Let's take a quick look at Phantasmal Force. What's the intention of that spell?
I think I'm gonna. I'm not sure if I think I can create. I think I can create something that can still attack, but it has to believe that it can get hurt.
Phantasmal Force. You craft an illusion. You see within range, target must make an intelligence saving throw. On failed save, you create a phantasmal object, creature, or visible phenomenon of your choice that is no larger than 10-foot cube, perceivable only by the target for the duration. This spell has no effect on undead. The target can use action, examine phantasm, investigation. Okay, so it's got an intelligence save.
Yeah.
Which is not, I don't think it's going to be. Owlbears are not known for a high intelligence. Oh, it rolled a...
Except for today.
So, I got 13 versus your spell save DC.
13.
He is saved against your illusion.
He doesn't get any minuses to it? Damn it.
He does. With the minuses, it's the 13.
Damn it.
He gets a lot of minuses, but he rolled pretty high.
Damn it, he's not fooled by my spell.
This owlbear is so in a state of ferocity that it doesn't even care about any illusions. It just disbelieves.
Or boots.
I'm glad that was only perceivable by the target.
So even though you created a perfect mirror image of another owlbear, the owlbear is in such a state of ferocity, it just shakes off the illusion. Disbelief. Okay, now this creature is up, and you can see that it is kind of spinning around, clawing and attacking with its beak at you relentlessly. So what's going to happen is there's going to be 2 attacks. First attack is against Schmigel, second attack is against Nimbex. First attack is the beak. If only this macro would work. Here we go. So,
Does
First-
anybody else have 3
Miss.
dice
So it's a
enabled?
miss, and I think another miss.
Woo!
That's the owlbear's turn. Cast an arm.
Okay. Then move. Get a angle between the 2 that are up front. It is time to call upon my hunter's mark. This foul beast must be done away with. So this time it will be appropriately. Let's go bear hunting. Big glowing target of a bear appears on its, what would that be? Its right shoulder, which will be the aim of my target.
All
My
right.
bow.
You critted it.
Ooh.
Most definitely. You throw down the mark, and then you land an arrow bullseye right through the mark.
Okay, I
your
love this
damage.
spell. What is that? Twice with bonus of 1, right? Or
Yes,
bonus
you-
just to 1. So
Well,
roll.
you roll 2 of your damage dice. So
Right, and
because
just add the bonus
so
once.
if it's a D8, you roll 2 D8. You add the damage bonus, your dex bonus, and I think there's something with the hunter's mark that gives
Yeah,
extra
adds
damage.
another 1d6.
Are you
roll
guys
that.
27, like a +7? Is that a hunter thing or?
It's a ranger thing. Ooh.
Yeah, I get a +2 due to my ranger specialty that I took at second
So
level.
you sink
right,
this
for your bow.
you sink this arrow to lodge it through his shoulder into his chest, mortally wounding this thing, but it's still standing. It still wants to fight. Schmiggle.
Hey! I'll move over aside to give the Kessner a little bit more area and hopefully not hit me in the head.
Well, I wouldn't do that extra d6 to you anyway.
And yeah, I'm going to hit it once, just with a regular attack. Yep.
You got it. 9 damage. You land a ferocious blow right into the neck of the owlbear. It does not look like it has much left. It's barely standing. And-
Wait,
I'm
hold on.
sorry. You got a maneuver coming up. Go ahead. Please do your maneuver.
I'm gonna take an action point and I'm going to hit it again. See if I can finish this off.
Action surge.
Oh.
Unfortunately, the bear kind of paws at your axe while it's striking at it, and your axe strikes the ground.
Come on, I got a lung
You just
wound
wanted
in
to
here.
let me have a chance.
Finish it in next.
That's nice. Is it my go?
Yes.
Yep.
There we
This,
go.
This bear is barely standing.
Oh, come on. You could have done better.
It's just the macro. It's slow. There we go.
You have one miss, but your second hit with your fist, you pound this bear's skull and crack it, and the owlbear dies.
Poke it with your fists.
No, what he
Yes.
should have done is he should have used that fist attack to jab the arrow that's already poking into his side.
There you go.
Further along.
Maybe that's what I did.
We'll say that's what you did, and this owl bear falls, and luckily the owl bear has not injured any of you as you quickly took it down before it got the chance.
What would happen if it hurt us?
It would hurt.
Ouch.
Okay, just that?
Ouch.
Okay.
So Castor, can you give me a nature check right now, as you guys took down this owl bear? With a 9, you know that this owl bear doesn't belong in Neverwinter Forest. It's not native to this area, and there has to be a reason why an owlbear would find its way into the forest.
The druid's not here to protect it.
Well, even if, just the fact that the owlbear is here in the forest is a bizarre thing. Even if the druid were here to get rid of the owlbear, it would still be a strange thing for an owlbear to just wander into a forest. This is not their natural habitat. They generally live more towards the hills in the south. So
Well, the owlbear's not exactly a natural creature.
Global warming.
So we did a service.
Yes.
Yes, you did. You did definitely do the forest a service, but it is really weird that this creature is just wandering around the forest.
Well, I'll make sure to make note of this and let Radolf know once we find him what has transpired. Which direction was it? Was it headed from the hill from the south? I know you said
it appeared to be heading up from the south.
Yeah. Okay. So that's something to make note of.
Yeah.
And
it's something that you think that is pretty relevant if there's something like this hanging out in the forest.
Can I make a check?
Of what type?
To figure out why it might be here, because I'm a smart wizard. I might know.
Well, you have to give me a direction on what kind of check. If you can do a general intelligence check.
Okay, sure.
A deductive reasoning check. Okay, so just kind of just thinking of breaking down this mystery and thinking of it one step at a time. A creature as ferocious as an owlbear, from the description that you heard of it, they're pretty much work on their natural instincts. They have two big instincts. One is to hunt, second is to mate. And anything that gets in the path of that, they will destroy. So it has to be something to do with it's coming up here to hunt or coming up here to mate.
Mm.
And then you figure that's got to be why it would be so far from its natural home, or where it normally hangs out.
I explained that to the rest of the group, and as such, there's a high possibility that there's either more owlbears here, or maybe for whatever reason, or it's just migrated. But I find that unlikely.
Yeah, but it has come very far from home.
The orcs, being as active as they are, I bet they're over hunting the hills, and so it doesn't have the food that it normally would have in the hills.
Well, you do know that owlbears have no natural predators, not even orcs.
No, but the orcs eat food.
Yeah.
That the owlbear might. They are doing what orcs typically do when they get into their frenzied activity. They overeat the land that they're living on, which, of course, impacts everything else that you eat that food. That orc invasion might be nearer than anybody anticipated.
Mm-hmm.
That makes sense. All right, so you guys catch your breath after that battle, having taken down the owlbear. It just looks like it's like a mutant-looking creature. It's just too big for any creature that should be natural.
Too.
Well, no, I'm just saying the owlbear itself is just too big.
Yeah. I understand.
Normal.
Just the mating of an owl and a bear is just too unnatural for.
Yeah. Well, they don't. I don't. I'm not sure they mated. I think that they.
No.
Originally, these things were created through magical means.
Yes. Like I said, they are unnatural. I just out of curiosity, are they classified an aberration?
They are classified as a monstrosity.
Ah, okay.
So I don't even know where monstrosity goes in categories of enemies.
Can I do an Arcana check to know how monstrosities might come into being?
You don't need to
also
do it.
How to create them?
You don't really need to do it. You do know that usually they are created with kind of summoning conjuration type spells.
Would I know how to do that?
No.
Do they make a good stew?
There are lots of magics. You don't know. You can try it. There are lots of magics that are very arcane and ancient that are no longer people no longer even know of them. Magics of the past, forbidden lore,
Ooh,
and
forbidden
such.
lore.
But
New quest.
to
Learn
be
forbidden lore.
you would not be able to trace back the type of magic that originally created the species. That's just too far of a stretch.
Would I ever
But
be able to learn forbidden lore?
I don't know.
Hey,
Maybe at level
Cosmo, you want to
15.
help me?
Maybe with the third supplement. Who knows?
There we
Hey,
go. New
Cosmo,
quest.
you want to help
Learn
me
forbidden
skin
Well,
this
lore.
one thing I can tell you that there are people walking around nowadays that actually do know a little bit of forbidden lore. They're generally warlocks.
That's extremely forbidden lore.
Yeah. There are
And,
some that have made pacts with unseen forces and dead gods, known as warlocks.
Warlocks that do this.
I
Okay.
could help you skin it. Are you going to lug around a skin that's going to be untanned and whatnot for any
Rotting.
length of time?
You bring up a very good point. I just
How
figured
about-
it'd be.
How about you give me a survival check and you can skin it, clean it, get the meat. Yes.
Not often you see furs like this up here.
You're able to skin it. There's about 500 pounds of meat, and obviously you're not going to carry all of the meat, but you can carry
No.
more than enough to feed you for weeks.
And we can leave some here for the native animals too.
Yeah.
I'm sure the wolves and whatnot will appreciate the free meal. I would like to take a claw.
Okay. You can take its beak too. That's probably a big prize for slaying an owlbear.
Yeah, I'm just interested in a claw, single claw.
I'll take the beak.
Oh, you can put it on your helmet like an ornament.
Now, for slaying the owlbear and removing its presence from these woods, please split amongst yourselves 700 experience points.
Oh wow, that's a lot.
That's a lot.
That's 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 31.
But you guys really lucked out because you rolled this at random instead of being attacked by an owlbear and 15 cultists or something like that. You rolled this at random and you were able to take it on. You got just one-on-one, your party versus the owlbear, which is a lot easier encounter.
Yeah, that's
It
175.
was a very lucky random roll that you encountered the owlbear. It is a male owlbear, just in case you're wondering.
That's what I was curious.
Yeah.
Okay. How much did you get?
175 apiece.
Yeah.
So I'm at 1235.
How far are you from level 3?
45 for me.
Okay. And I know you already are at level 3, right? With 175? I mean 12 something. Okay,
Yeah, I'm at
so-
1235.
Yeah, so you guys are doing pretty well. Alright, so you guys ready to set off and head towards Thundertree?
Yep.
Yep.
Okay.
Continue on our journey.
So you finish the day's travels uneventfully. You make camp in the forest. The next day, you get up. It is a fairly cloudy day, not rainy though, and it's getting very humid as you continue along your path through the forest towards Thundertree. You come along the outskirts of the area that you know Thundertree is located.
Once we
And-
get into a general vicinity, I'm going to be paying close attention, watching for tracks of a single
Oh,
individual.
Smiggle, are you carrying all the meat in the skin?
He's the only one that can.
No,
So-
He'd be
we've got the meat
unencumbered
spread
with
out
it.
among everybody.
So I'm gonna do a little drawing here. So as you can see, what these are I'm drawing right now are mountains. Okay, so as you come upon Thundertree, you notice that these are very rocky. They're not like extremely tall mountains. They're just very rocky hills.
The important
that-
question
Extremely
is:
difficult
are
to
any of them
traverse.
smoking?
No, none of them are smoking.
Okay.
So you come upon the southeastern edge, and you can see that there's a lot of high hills surrounding what appears to be a deep valley or crater on the other side, and you know Thundertree to be in that crater area.
Can I blast my way through?
You can't.
One fireball.
Unless you have that, there is a spell that allows you to terraform, but it is not in your abilities at this time.
I have a pickaxe.
There's a spell that allows you to terraform 100 feet of land, in which case you would be able to blast it. I think that's like a level 5 or 7 spell.
So it's not pass wall.
Pass wall, I think, has a distance limit.
Yeah. As pass wall would be.
Yeah. But these are
Okay.
just really tall, rocky hills that looks like they're crags and difficult to traverse.
I'm going to
Common?
look for some sort of pass as we approach it from a distance. If I can see any kind of something that looks like a pass, so that we don't have to go around.
You don't see anything from your direction. You feel that if you really wanted to try to do it, you can probably climb this, but it'll be very difficult for you.
What about mining through it?
It would probably take a couple of years.
Oh,
Not the most efficient way to get there.
And if we were to go all the way around, well, one, we don't know that there's an opening on the other side.
Well, you can probably get all the way. You can get around it maybe for. It'll take you another couple of hours, but you can walk around it.
Well, a couple hours.
Yeah, it's not that
Okay.
big. It just surrounds
Okay.
this small area.
Yeah, then might as well go around. No need to risk breaking an ankle climbing. I'm not an expert
Okay.
at climbing mountains here.
So
Do they look natural?
They don't look completely They look a little bit too rounded to be completely natural.
I must learn a spell that summons these.
There is a spell that can terraform. But you
Oh,
can't
it's a
tell.
druid spell, probably.
If it is something that was cast here, it's not anything that has any magical trace that you can tell right now. It may have been cast there centuries ago, and at this point you don't have any residual magic sense there.
honestly, I think one of these days those spells are going to be the end of you.
Most likely. But I've got 700 years
Yes,
left at
he'll
least.
end up as a lich, and I'll have to come kill
Yeah.
him.
Yeah, be careful of the spells that you cast when you get to the high level spells, because they really leave
Some of them
things
can really
open.
hurt.
Some of them really leave things open for interpretation. Like Wish, if you cast Wish, you're asking for some punishment from the DM.
Oh, I love players using witch spells.
Some of them really hurt. Like there's one that I could theoretically talk to that wizard that we're looking for. But if I fail it, I take like 20 d10 psychic damage.
Yeah.
Or no, not that much. I like take a whole bunch of psychic damage. And then I go insane for the whole day.
Yep.
Alright, so you guys spend a couple of hours and skirt around it. Okay, so I'll just bring you over to this side. And as you skirt around it, you notice that there is one path that opens into this valley crater area. And you look down into this crater and you notice that there is a white fog. It completely obscures anything that you can see in the area.
I recommend not going down into there until morning. And I want to spend some time out here anyway looking for traces of Radoff.
Okay.
All right, I got plenty
gonna-
of meat in just in case.
I want to go back and forth across the trail looking for any signs of passage.
Okay. I think that you can roll me a survival check in this case, as everybody else makes camp in front. You look around for signs that Radoth has been here, and you don't see anything that stands out to you.
He is
you
a
don't
druid.
see-
I would expect
You
it
don't
to be
see,
easy.
yeah, you don't see footsteps. You don't see, you don't see any markings. You don't see like bent branches, things that you would expect to see if somebody's been here. But then again, he's a druid, so you don't know. They're not keen on showing where they're going.
Yeah, pass without trace. Wonderful spell. Okay, well, I still recommend not going down until morning. I certainly don't want to, if the place is haunted, as the rumors go, I'd rather meet their specters in the light of day.
Okay, you guys make a nice campfire right towards the entrance of the pass. And
Does
you
it
settle
have to
down.
be so obvious?
Oh, well, no, you don't have to put it there. You can make it somewhere else.
Yes. Yes.
Where would you like to put your campfire? Somewhere off to the side, I'm assuming.
Do we need a campfire?
You don't have to have
Yes.
it. I'm assuming you
If-
do. That's just people.
There are things called shadows and wraiths that, if there's no light, you can't see them.
Oh, okay.
Well, that's just what people typically do. You don't have to. You can just hang out in the darkness.
This place
I'll
is
climb
supposed
up
to
in
be
a tree
haunted.
and sleep.
Okay.
I'm gonna be petting Strax.
You spent.
Schmiggle's gonna be sharpening his axe and chewing on owlbear jerky.
You spend an uneventful
Pass me some of
evening,
that.
but it's just this eerie kind of wind howling that just disturbs you at night. It makes it very difficult to sleep.
I have my bow out, and I have a.
And
bone-
unlike the forest, it's strangely silent of animals. You're not hearing many crickets or birds chirping or anything like that.
Can I do an Arcana check for around the area in case there's anything bad around,
Sure.
like a bad aura?
Mm-hmm. You do sense magic. You can't tell if it's good or bad. You sense a kind of a low level of enchantment just kind of surrounding the area. It's just located everywhere in the forest within maybe 50 feet of these hills. It's not an obvious kind of enchantment or spell that you can detect. But there is something magical about this area.
I'm gonna go around with Strax and we're gonna investigate the area. Like I'm gonna try to determine the boundaries more or less of that enchantment.
You can detect that this enchantment quite obviously is something that surrounds this little hilled area, and this
Specifically,
town of
or?
Thundertree. Yeah, it is something that is most definitely emanates from and surrounds this area.
Like it ends on a straight particular line?
It ends. It is literally a circle around it.
Then I look for the exact center.
It is somewhere inside.
Alright guys, who wants to adventure inside?
And you look into the paths, and you can't even see anything. It's just this weird kind of foggy blanket that just covers the entire inside of this crater or valley. It looks like it could be a crater, just the way that these hills stoop down.
Anybody want to go in? I'll take that as a yes. Let's tie
Whether we do or not, we're going in.
Well, you came all the way here. What else are you gonna do?
I propose that we attach each other to rope in case one of us falls or somewhere. The others can catch them.
Okay.
But if we get attacked, we'll be tied together.
The
But
dilemma.
we just have it looped rather than tied. Then we can drop it off our waist easy enough.
Okay, yeah, sounds like a good idea.
You
What's our marching order?
Does everybody hear creepy sounds?
Cricket, cricket, cricket.
Creepy sounds? I'm just making sure my sound's working.
I can hear
I
it
think I hear
vaguely.
something very faint.
Yeah, creepy sounds. Okay, so what's the marching order as you guys enter this valley?
Do I even have to say I'm first?
You don't have to be first.
I'll be...
You
I
know,
don't mind
maybe the
going
doctor
first.
can go first this time.
I'm going first, yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to activate Mage Armor just in case.
So you activate Mage Armor, and you walk along the path that.
Absolutely, me too.
Okay. Mage Armor
Before
all
we go
around.
in,
All
before we
around.
go in,
Yeah.
I'm going to leave a ranger's mark at the entrance. If Radolf passes, he'll recognize it as my master's
Sure.
mark and know that somebody, at least with knowledge of my master, has gone in.
So, as you kind of nervously and quietly walk down this path, you are engulfed by this fog. And from the inside of the fog, you look around, and this is a very heavy fog, and you can barely see about 30 feet in front of you, and it just engulfs you, and everything just looks gray as you walk down this path. You look at the floor beneath you, and you see that now all the grass that was there before is now dead. It just looks like this place looks like a wasteland as you walk forward, and you take a couple more steps, and the fog gets really thick, and it's difficult to even see about 10 feet ahead of you. You guys are actually kind of calling to each other to make sure that you're not losing each other as you follow along, and then finally ahead of you, you can still see vague outlines, but you can't see very well. You see possibly a building or two.
I'm using my arcane senses to try to determine the direction to go. I'm going for the center of the magic field.
You're following the path. The path is leading into the magical field. And as you follow the path, you see that around you there are building. There seems to be a building or two.
Marco.
Hello.
Do you rush head in?
I think we're casually going in.
Okay.
Yeah, we're kind of
completely alert. We're 100% alert.
We're taking a stroll.
110%.
Castanar, I need an insight check. Okay, Castanar, that's a pretty nice roll. As the music suggests, as you walk into this area, you get a very deep sense of sadness, and you get this sense of familiarity as if you've been here before. You look at these buildings, and it's as if you've seen them before, but you just can't recall when.
I've been here before. When I was growing up, maybe on my parents' travels. They were merchants, and they did travel to human villages and dwarven settlements. Could that have been when?
You feel a sense of connection to this place, this land, and you feel a deep sense of sadness. It's as if you know something very bad has happened here.
So sad. So many people dead. Their spirits are crying. I can almost hear them. I can almost see them.
You
I
okay
can
back
almost
there?
feel them. What?
You okay?
Oh. Yes. No. I don't know. A great
All right.
sadness.
Maybe we should hang back a little bit. Try and take this all in.
No. Keep going. There is something ahead. I can
I feel
it.
magic.
We're
The
on the
doctor
verge
has a
of
determined
finding-
expression. Okay.
Whichever way you head is up to you.
Which way is the magic's pulling
The
me
magic
towards?
is up. Feels like it's getting stronger the more you go east.
Okay, I keep moving towards east.
It appears to be an empty, abandoned town. The town of Thundertree, as you would surmise.
So much pain and loneliness.
I do an insight on the doctor just to make sure he's okay?
He doesn't. There doesn't seem to be anything off about him that you can detect. He seems to be himself.
He looks determined and interested, looking for magic. You can tell that at the mention of a spell book, he would go running towards wherever it would be.
So as you can see, directly to the north, there appears to be some sort of dwelling. There is a door over here. And then directly to the south, there appears to be two different dwellings. You can't see much. Your vision is limited to the dynamic lighting that I said because of the heavy fog here.
Well, I'm down on my hands and knees at this point, looking, feeling, sniffing.
You certainly understand that this area, it appears that the vegetation has died, and there's just there doesn't appear to be anything naturally living right now in the soil. It appears to be a blasted place, like a wasted land. And it most definitely has to do with something bad that this happened here, and you get that sense as you have a recognition of this place.
So many deaths, all at once. Pain, the fear.
Can I do a history check?
Oh yes, you may, please.
What does the doctor know?
Let's see what you know about the town of Thundertree.
I was going to say, I've already...
Nothing.
Yeah. You don't
I've
know
already
much.
given some of the
I
history.
think it's a nice place during the summertime.
Yes, quite.
It used to be beautiful.
Not a popular vacation home anymore.
The trees were towering. The village, the people here lived in harmony with the forest here. The
You
mountains.
see the doctor's getting kind of far ahead.
The mountains weren't here. The volcano.
Doctor, as you walk down that path, you see once again empty homes and dwellings.
Which way is the magic coming from again?
It is coming from the east. You cannot go through anywhere where you can't see through, so you have to skirt around the bushes, of course. There's a house with a door right behind you.
Even the trees are dead.
I knock.
They're petrified.
It is silent as you knock on the door. The door doesn't appear to be locked. You can tell that it's actually somewhat open.
I push the door open.
Okay. You look around, and this is there's a weathered signboard by the door of this large building that shows the faded image of a workhorse holding a flagon of ale. And the building is sagged and dilapidated, but it is more intact than most of the other buildings that you see around you. And I don't know, Castanar, how close are you as the doctors look checking out this building?
Well, I'm tied to Schmiegel, and Schmiegel hasn't moved, so...
All right.
Well, is the fog still bad?
Oh,
yes.
The fog is just persistent. And then the doctor, you are slowly opening the door as they come up. And
Well, if we can see, we don't really need the rope if we can see each other this well.
yeah,
As
you
long as
can,
we don't get too far away.
you can
Right.
see each other within the fog of within the dynamic lighting that I put in.
Okay.
Okay,
That's
let's
fine.
It's not a
undo the
problem.
rope thing.
It's not that bad.
Okay, so it's not as bad as I thought. Okay.
Yeah, let's undo that.
Oh,
Okay.
Castanar, the name, the brown horse, kind of comes to you as you look at this sign, this faded old sign.
And this is where he was trained.
I was 6 years old
6. Oh, okay.
when I was here.
The doctor, as you slowly creak open the door, you notice that the ground is just covered with ashes and you actually are sweeping ashes aside as the door tilts open, and a whole bunch of ashes just puff around you, and you kind of makes you cough a little bit as you stare inside and ashes settle. Can you do a perception check?
Sure.
I was 6 years old when I was last here. My first trip with my parents.
Doctor, you see a body on the ground as the ashes start settling, and the body starts moving.
You recognize?
I look over. Smiggle, you're up.
There was a toy horse in the corner. A rocking horse. I used to ride and ride and ride.
Okay,
I walk
slap
over
him
to
out of it.
Kastner, and I slap him.
Yeah.
Kastner, undead.
Ah! What? Where?
That one.
was
I point him.
We need an
The
initiative.
brown horse? No! Defiler!
He's destroying your inn. Oops.
He's where the horse was! Wait, it isn't the undead rocking horse, is it?
You recognize, you know the name Brown Horse. Probably it just name just strikes you, but you don't have time to think about it as this undead creature gets up and starts lumbering towards you. The doctor is up first. Actually, who's higher on Dex, Doctor or Nimbex? Roll the same initiative.
Probably
16.
Okay, Nimbex up.
Okay, I'm 15.
Okay. I will, can I pull him out and close the door?
Yes.
I will do that.
The doctor, are you going to let him pull you out and close the door, or are you going to contest
Yes.
him?
I'll let him.
Okay. Okay, so let me do this. So now I gotta redraw the door.
And I'll take a quick look inside if I see anything.
You definitely saw that zombie coming at you. But you pulled him out. You pulled the doctor out quickly and then slammed the door shut.
Okay.
And I think that's probably your whole action to do so.
Yeah.
You be next to the door.
Doctor, you're up. Now the door's closed.
I look over at everybody. So what do? Do we hold the door closed and run for it, or I don't think
You're
Kastner's gonna.
defiling my rocking horse!
No, this time we push Schmiggle at the door and then open it.
I'm gonna step back and hold my turn.
Okay. Actually, now the rules are you can't actually hold a turn. You can hold an action. You can't drop a turn anymore. But that's okay. I don't mind.
I'll hold my action then. I hold Ray of Frost ready to as soon as the door opens again.
Schmiggle, you're up.
Alright.
Door's closed.
So, you want me in there or not?
Absolutely.
Alright! Say, and one, and a two, and 1, 2, 3, and I kick open the door.
Take it off its hinges.
The door is so flimsy that you splinter it and you smash it open. I'll say that you can do that as a bonus action because that's part of your powerful movement. You do boots. So you still have an action.
Honey, I'm home! I get in there. I go. Alright, one down.
Like Al Bundy just says, strike. Kill you, right?
What is it with these botches?
The problem is there's so much smoke in the air that you actually attacked a big pile of ashes and missed the zombie as you swung your axe. Okay.
Damn,
covered.
That's
so
your
attack
turn.
covered.
So the zombie just comes up and lumbers towards you, and this thing looks like it's been rotten for centuries as it comes upon you to attack. It crits.
Whoa!
So I gotta roll one more d6. 4 plus 3 damage as the zombie claws at you. And then, after this zombie attacks, what happens is you hear from the door in the back of the room, you hear that there's something banging against the door. And you hear a lot of ruckus right behind that door. And then you see that the door is getting knocked down off of its hinges. And something's coming through that door.
I can see the zombies. Can I shoot it?
You can shoot the zombies from where you are, but I'm gonna say that it is partially obscured because you're shooting through the angle of a doorway.
Okay, even if I'm aiming for its arm, which is the one thing I can see.
Actually, I'll go here if I can.
If you
I've got the.
I think
I've
you'll
got-
find you got the speed. Yeah,
Yeah,
you got
definitely
it.
fine. I've got. Are these not full squares? Do I need to be closer?
Nope.
There we
Never
go.
mind.
I've got the sword out. I've got Bone Slayer out, as I christened it.
Bone Slayer? It was called Talon, but you can rename it. There's no rule against renaming it.
And in my two-handed grip, get off the rocking horse! I am well in the past at this point. I'm in the past and the present.
You do a
And
spinning
I'm
lunge,
missing.
but with the same problem with Schmigel, because there's so much dust gathered in this establishment, you actually miss the zombie and strike dust and blow the dust in the air.
Okay, let me take a quick look. Is this a bonus action? Is it just for ranged? I will place my hunter's mark. Oh wait, never mind. That's a level 1. I already. No, this is a new day. Yeah. I will place my hunter's mark on it,
Okay.
and this one is 2 glowing eyes.
Okay. Nimbex is up.
I'll attack. Macro is going.
I know. I don't know what's going on with the macro lag.
There it goes.
Alright. The 7, of course, is a miss, but with the 18, you are able to strike this zombie, dealing 7 damage as you crack its bones. End turn?
Yeah.
Okay, Doctor's up.
Okay. I'm gonna make my way right up to the door. And am I squeezed when I'm here? Or
No, you got enough room.
and he's within 5 feet?
I'll say he's a little bit out of range for that. You can squeeze
Okay,
in and get within 5 feet.
No, I'll just use my ray of frost then.
Okay. That's a hit. Okay, you blast the zombie with your ray of frost and you slow it down a little bit. Is that turn?
Yep, that's my end of my turn. Yeah.
Okay. Schmigel, you are up.
Aim for the eyes. The other eyes.
It is very. It's hard to see this thing.
Reroll.
Your helmet's kind of like covering your face, and you swing down,
Take that owlbear beak off.
dusting a whole bunch of ashes into the air.
I feel like using Phantasmal Force on Schmigel to think that the ashes are all monsters.
They're everywhere. They're everywhere.
Is that your turn, Schmigel?
Where's the doctor at? I'm gonna move a little over here just to give him an opening.
Okay. Zombie's turn. The zombie that you're fighting, of course, turns around, continuing to attack Schmigel. I'm guessing that's a miss.
Yep.
Okay, and then unfortunately, what happens is that door behind you now slams down as the other three zombies pour through it.
What does slam down mean?
It means they rip it off its hinges,
Oh.
breaking it down. And then three zombies pour out, attacking you. Zombies using excellent zombie tactics square off one each, one-on-one.
Oh no.
Okay, first is against Castanar. Second is against Nimbex. Third is against the Doctor.
Yes, I'm alive.
So a 6, a 19, and an 11. So I'm guessing the 6 and 11 are missed, but the 19 against Nimbex is a hit.
That's a hit.
But for a measly 3 damage, the zombie's
Right.
just clawing at you with its limbs.
I'm gonna say everybody behind me. I
Castanar.
got something planned.
I continue attacking the one that I have marked, which is the first one.
Yeah.
I'm saying everybody take cover.
Cover against undead? Never!
You bring your sword to bear as you do a flourishing strike. Put it right through the zombie. For 5 damage on the zombie.
Plus the hunter's mark.
Plus Hunter's Mark. So, what's the total?
10 total.
10 damage. So, you do slay this zombie. However, as you drop this zombie, it falls down and there's some very insidious magic that was input inside the zombie. It explodes in a big cloud of ash. And every creature within 5 feet, I'm going to say Nimbex, Schmigel, and you, Castanar, are affected by the spell. You must make a Constitution save. It's good.
It's the ring! It's the ring!
One ring to rule them all.
The sword is Bone Crusher. The ring is Ash Saver.
And I need one more from Nimbex.
I'm sorry, I had to reload.
Oh, a Constitution save as the zombie that you just destroyed blows up in a cloud of ash.
Oh, cool.
And everybody within 5 feet gets affected. Okay, you all saved. So, you you dust off these ashes as the thing explodes, and you continue the fight.
Okay,
Castanar, you're up. Oh, no, that was your turn. I'm sorry.
That was my attack. That was my attack. I can use my move to move back a little bit. I don't know what
That's
the
where you're
back row is
taking
planned.
cover.
And
That's where you're
use
gonna
my
take cover,
bonus
Castanar.
action to move the hunter's mark from the now dead zombie to the one I'm facing off against now.
Okay. That is
Is that
2
a
hits
concentration
for
spell?
13 damage. I'm assuming the zombie right in front of you. Okay. Anything else during your round?
You're talking to me?
Yeah.
I was actually going after the one in front of the doctor.
Oh, okay. I will readjust that. That is 2 hits on that zombie. And is that your turn?
Yeah.
Okay. The doctor.
Okay. I think I'm going to use a burning hands. Is there a way that I can do it without hitting anyone, or?
You gotta tell me. It's a cone.
Okay. So I was figuring I'd shoot up this way. Castanar, yeah. I might have to back up a bit, then Nimbex will get hit.
Yeah, you're gonna have to hit
I
either. I think you're gonna have to hit Castanar or Nimbex. Let me measure.
I'm not going to. I'll just use shocking
Or you can
grasp
do it
on
against 2 of them and not hit Castanar or Nimbex, but only
Not
do it
worth
against
it.
2 of them.
I'd be
It's
happy.
using a spell for it. I need at least 3 to make it work. I'm going to use shocking grasp on the one in front of me.
Okay. That's a hit on it. And it cannot... That's 5 damage, and it cannot take reactions.
I use my movement action to move myself out of the room a bit. Or wait,
Okay.
1 second, I might not do that.
So the zombie starts convulsing as you zap it.
I'm gonna move myself into the corner over here.
Okay. Got the zombie here just kind of convulsing. Is that your turn?
Yep, that's it, my turn.
Okay, Schmegel is up.
Alright. I'm gonna move up to here. And I'm gonna do a sweeping attack on the one on the left, and then the second one on the right.
Okay. Main target's left.
Yeah.
Okay, that is a hit.
Oh, that's a hit?
Yeah.
Alrighty. So this is the main hit's damage,
Mm-hmm.
and this is the second zombie's damage.
Okay. So you use your axe to chop through this first zombie, cut it in half, and it lands in the second zombie. Let me see. Let me do a little bit of measurement. See if Nimbex gets caught. Yeah. So both Schmegel and Nimbex, I need a Constitution save. As you destroy the zombie and explodes in a puff of smoke.
Just out of curiosity, does
Uh-oh.
Schmegel possibly
So
have
you both failed, and as this big cloud of ashes just sticks to you, you realize that there's some sort of magical property to it, and it just sticks to your face, and you can barely see. So until this effect ends, you both have disadvantage on all attacks. Every turn, you get to try to save out of it with a con save.
I just
But at the
presuming
end
it's-
of your turn.
presuming it's not a poison that Schmegel would have advantage on.
No, it's not a poison.
Okay, just a yep.
It's a magically enchanted ash that blinds you.
Oh, so they're blinded.
So you have disadvantage on attack rolls, and saving throws, and ability checks. and this spell will continue on, but you get to save against it at the end of your turn. So not at the beginning, but after you completed your action for the turn, you can try to save against it. Which means, Schmigel, you can try, actually, that you failed your save, so you have to wait till next turn.
Did he get his second attack, sweeping attack in?
Okay. Ash zombies are up. One Ash zombie is going to attack Castanar. One Ash zombie is going to attack Index. First against Castanar, 18 for 7 damage. As the zombie comes over and just pummels you. The second zombie is going to try the same thing on Index. 21 for 7 damage. As it comes over and tries to bite you and claws at you.
These zombies have turned into like a fierce gang all of a sudden. Like growing muscles all...
Castanar, you're up.
Knowledge check on these undead. Do I know anything? Are these unique or?
Yes, you may try a. I think it was more towards Arcana type check because you don't know of these zombies. But you know what? I will let you roll an insight check.
Intelligence. What would it be? It's a pure intelligence check.
No,
for which I have
like I
advantage
said,
on.
I'll let you roll an insight check.
Since it's versus undead.
That's an intelligence save.
Do I know anything about this ash powder spell thing that?
Why don't you roll an
you've just gone
I can't
silent.
hear you, John.
You can't hear me? Hello?
Yep,
There
there
you
you go.
Hello?
Yep.
Okay. I was saying, why don't you roll an insight check? We'll forget that intelligence roll you did.
Insight. Okay.
Okay. Somehow, somehow you know, and you know, there's something that's just stuck in the back of your subconscious mind that you just definitely know that these zombies were created by a mixture of suffering and magic, and they were created, and these zombies are the previous ancient residents of this town.
Okay. Well, unfortunately, they can't be allowed to remain in this state. I will lay their spirit, continue to lay their spirit to rest.
You definitely.
And you're silent again.
Hello? Do you hear me now?
Is it just me?
Maybe if we did a reload.
Yeah, let's try a reload.
Can't hear you, John.
Oh, there's that. Yeah, we may have to reload because I can't hear it.
I can't hear anybody.
There, Nimbix. It's just John right now. He's reloading again.
Oh! I thought my voice died. I just did, so I'm good.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you. Everyone else
Okay.
is reloading.
I'm back, and I can hear you. Okay.
Okay.
So I did 17 damage there with the...
I'm really hoping that when I get my beast, this stops happening.
Well, I've heard that there's an issue with roll 20 sometimes too, so it might not just be you, or it might not be your machine. I don't know if you caught it, but
I'm
the
sure
designer...
Because I constantly get these things popping up that say high CPU usage.
Ah, yeah.
So I think my machine definitely has something to do with it, if not everything. But I'm hoping to get my beast soon, and then, you know, maybe this will go easier. Okay, so did you hear what I said about with the insight check?
I heard that they were created from the ancient residents of the town through the pain and
Yeah.
and that was the last I heard.
Combination of both pain and magic, arcane magic. These zombies. You're pretty clear are unique to this place.
Okay.
They are not present anywhere else in the realms.
Unless somebody the person who caused the volcanic eruption does it somewhere else. We might have to hunt this individual down.
Okay. Well, you gotta kill these guys first.
Yep, my attack is there.
Your attack is good, and that is 12 damage?
17 with the hunter's mark.
17. Ooh. You slice off the zombie's head, but it's still coming at you. The zombie's head.
Zombies.
Zombies
I
don't need a
hate
head.
zombies. Zombies are my snakes from Indiana Jones. Zombies. I didn't have to be zombies.
It's still moving about and coming after you.
Step on it! Step on it!
Nimbex.
I cast True Strike, which will give me advantage on my next attack.
Which will offset the disadvantage.
That's the plan. Yeah, and that's my turn.
Okay. Oh, you get to roll a Constitution at the end of the turn to try to save out of this problem with this. You're sitting there just rubbing your face to try to get this crap off your face so you can see.
Don't rub it! You're just making it worse!
I put a snail on you, didn't I? You save against it.
Ah, okay. Well, I
You
still
no
get
longer have
advantage then.
disadvantage, and your True Strike will give you advantage.
Yes.
Doctor, you're up.
Okay, I'm gonna cast Ray of Frost at the zombie attacking Castaner. Ray of Frost, attack.
You hit it. Okay, you blast off one of its arms. It's got like one arm left.
And now
It's
it's
got no
slowed.
head and one arm, and slowed.
It's a pretty
Like,
miserable
you're
zombie.
just- yeah, you have no idea how it's still standing at this point. Schmego, you're up. Unfortunately, you're attacking with disadvantage right now, with all this goop on your face.
I can't see a bloody thing!
Duck!
Does that ever stop the dwarf?
Duck Nimbex!
I think it was somewhere around here.
Actually, Nimix wouldn't duck. He'd more likely jump.
We're gonna
He doesn't
try
have
and
to
take a
go
swing at
quick.
where I last saw the zombie.
Can I squeeze through here?
Unfortunately, you're swinging wildly and you don't connect with the zombie because you can barely see anything.
Can't just see a bloody thing in my face.
Can I do a constitution save to get this thing off?
Yes, you can do Constitution to see if you can shake off this dust off your face. Alright, you do it. Next round, you no longer have this disadvantage.
Duck Nimbex!
It's all on my nose!
As you're wildly swinging on this zombie, it comes after you, Schmigel. So it comes to attack you. Ouch.
What is with these zombies and crits against me?
It's those boots. It's those boots.
5 total damage on you. This
You need a
other,
higher AC, Smiggle.
this other zombie has only one arm left to attack, and it tries to swing this one arm at you, Castanar. It misses. Appropriately. Castanar, you're up.
I step on its head while I'm swinging at its other arms. I don't know which is worse, the arm or the head.
The head is no longer moving, so only the body is moving.
Well, of course not.
Arm
It's
is,
just
the
controlling.
other arm is frozen off by the doctor's ray of frost. So right now, this creature has it's like a one arm. Now it's no longer it no longer exists. You have to roll a Constitution, and hold on, let me. And Nimbex has to roll a Constitution save.
I don't like being here.
Castanar,
It's the ring.
it explodes in a puff of smoke, but you nimbly dodge out. You dodge out of the way. So does Nimbex. As you destroy this thing. It is Nimbex's turn.
I step on the rest of it.
It's lifeless now.
Well, of course it is. It's undead.
That's with advantage.
Well, it is extra. Well, I don't know what it is. It's second lifeless. That is two hits on the zombie. For 6 plus 6 is 12 damage. You devastate the zombie, cracking its bones, slicing its chunks of flesh off. It looks pretty badly beat up.
Well, I would like to step away if I can.
Oh, would you like to move?
Yes, I would.
Okay. It's going to opportunity attack you though.
That's alright.
And it misses. The doctor's up.
Let's see, how close is it? It is 11 feet.
We'll
Okay,
say,
I'm gonna
we'll
run.
say about 10.
Yeah, I'm gonna run up to it, and I'm gonna use Shocking Grasp because I use Ray of Frost too often.
Okay.
And I crit.
Give me 2 damage dice.
10 damage.
Give me another damage. Oh, this already rolled a damage dice.
Yeah.
So, you do like the. Have you ever seen Mortal Kombat with Raiden? You like, and you keep doing it until it starts smoking and then explodes in your face.
I stick my hand right in its face. Yeah.
What happens is both of you do get covered with the ashes, but now that combat is over, you can spend enough time to wipe the ashes off your face, so you can see.
I pull out a handkerchief and I just casually wipe it.
I scan the outside, see if anything's disturbed.
I got
I
bloody
just barge in
slimed.
You can do a perception.
Investigation.
You look around and it looks like the same desolate place as it was before.
Antonia. That was her name. She was a kind woman. She ran
Someone
this
slap him.
inn.
I know.
I wonder if one of these were Antonia.
Castanar, can you please take some inspiration for your soliloquies?
Okay.
I will put inspiration on you. And of course, Doctor, you have an inspiration from a previous game too.
Yeah. What, did I just get another?
No, you can't get a second.
Oh, okay. Would I have though?
You can't have more than one inspiration at a time.
No, but if I didn't have inspiration, would I have got inspiration for slapping him?
I would have given it to you.
Please
I
don't tell
know, but-
me he gets inspiration
Well,
every single time he
Let me
threatens
tell
my
you how
life.
it usually goes with inspiration. It's not just you get it for good role playing. You know, good role playing is always encouraged, but if you make a role playing decision that is not good for your combat, for your mechanics, that will lead to something bad, but is in character, that is something that generally gets you the inspiration.
Okay, I just rolled an investigation check for the building.
Well, first, take a 200 experience points divided among the four of you for defeating those zombies and putting them to rest. You look
50
around
each.
this building that you've entered. There's an old common room, and there's broken down tables and chairs. There appear to be pitchers. It seems to be some sort of tavern, or at least once was many, many centuries ago or years ago. You look in the room behind it, and it appears to be a kitchen. There are a couple of vats for brewing alcohol. There's a couple of tins and containers, and you open it up, and it's just dust. It looks like there used to be a big ale. There's an ale keg, but it looks to have been dry for many.
Oh, we couldn't find like 300-year-old ale.
No.
There's something sad about this that I can't hold
that
myself
grin
back.
gives Schmigel some great sadness.
I'm looking for
Schmigel
any
starts
sealed
tearing
cases
up a
of
little.
brandy.
This is it.
Please let me find
This is it.
a sealed case of brandy.
You don't
Have
find
you got an
anything
item?
of use. That's still consumable in this place.
Really, no
Uh,
sealed case of
investigation, just to see if
2,000-year-old
there's-
brandy.
It has just been too long. Nothing really lasted here.
Brandy lasts. Okay. The doctor leaves the building. And he's gonna continue walking down this path.
The doctor, I need you to roll a perception. I'm sure you're looking around, trying to see anything. Doctor, you notice that there is a butterfly over here, and you notice it start fluttering down the path.
Can I do
in this direction.
Can I do a Arcana check? Because butterflies wouldn't live here.
It has gone too quickly for you to be able to inspect it. It's just it's moving pretty quickly down this way.
Ooh, pretty butterfly. Doctor's gone.
The rest of you notice that the doctor has just slipped off.
After him?
Which way did the butterfly go?
Can I keep him in my sights?
Yes. The
Which way did the butterfly
butterfly
go?
Is he?
went this way, and then it ended
Hey,
up.
doctor,
somewhere
where are you
there.
going?
Butterfly.
Butterfly. What about your friends?
This is in our building. I'm assuming.
Butterfly?
The butterfly lands right at the door of this building. And
I
it
open
just
the
starts the door is
Why don't we
locked.
wait for our friends? I hold him, grapple him, whatever.
Butterfly?
I don't, Shasta, I'm not sure you noticed because the doctor's run off.
I don't
but I
know
was
how
yelling
far he ran
butterfly.
off.
I was yelling butterfly, John.
Okay, so the cat. Then if he was yelling it, then you notice, and then you heard him say it as he ran off
Oops.
to the south.
To the south.
Yeah.
I follow
okay.
the butterfly here. That doesn't.
I pick up the butterfly, and I'm gonna inspect it.
You may roll a. Why don't you roll an Arcana?
Okay.
This butterfly was subject to a summoning spell. That's how it got here.
I go up to the door, and since it's locked, I'm gonna go.
Wait,
This
before
is Sunday.
you do anything with the door,
What's
why
the
don't we do a
butterfly
perception
doing
check?
here?
Yeah, why don't we do a
listen.
perception check on this building itself that you? That the
Well, since you
butterfly led
insist,
to?
John.
I will
What's
listen.
a
to the-
butterfly doing here?
This small house appears to be in much better condition than all the other destroyed buildings around. The doors are reinforced with heavy iron bands and locked. There's thick shutters that are all closed. And strangely, there are vines growing out of the shutters that go above the house into the roof and surround the roof.
I think there might be a druid here.
Radolf
Is this a door?
was here.
There's a door to the north and a door to the east. Both doors are thick doors with iron bars on it, locked as you try. You knock on the door and there's no answer.
Oh, I can't speak with animals yet.
You're up. Use that dwarven head of yours.
Take it easy with the door. If Radolf is living here, I wouldn't want to be going and ruining whatever goodwill we might have gained.
Why don't we do the civilized way and just knock?
Oh, you
I
did
knocked
knock,
3
but
times.
but nobody answered the door, and there's no hint of anything on the inside that you can tell.
Okay.
And also, Nimbex, did you listen at the door?
Yes, but I rolled a
But
massive
you rolled
3.
you rolled a 3, so you don't
Yeah.
hear anything.
I'll take a good long look, listen to the door and see if I find anything. That's an
Okay.
investigation.
Just
That is a perception. It's mixed in.
Oh, okie doke.
You hear a crackling fire inside.
Someone's
is
definitely
there
in there.
smoke coming from the chimney?
Yes.
Okay.
It's hard to tell because of all the fog, but if you inspect it
I
very
can smell
closely,
it.
you can tell that this is actually burning smoke.
Okay, everybody stand back. I pull out a crowbar.
What are you doing? Try
Does it look
knocking.
like I'm getting in my
Try
way?
knocking.
We
I
did.
did knock!
I have a
Oh,
I have a
okay.
message spell that
Is-
I can cast and whisper to someone in the room if I can pinpoint him. Is there something I should say to him?
The thing
I
is,
think you have to see them.
the
No, I
question is,
don't.
do-
I can
you
cast
don't.
through 'em.
Can you whisper something to something that you're not even sure it's there?
I can whisper in a direction, and if there's a creature there, they should hear it.
Oh,
And I
nice.
can go through a foot of stone.
Tell him I'm here at the behest of Sirocco.
No, no,
Okay.
no, 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 no. Say, naked women and money at the door.
That likely wouldn't get the attention of a druid.
All right, so I'll kind of.
How do you know? It could be
optimize
like a
my
Master
angle
Roshi druid.
and I can tell where the chimney
I
is,
said
right?
wouldn't likely. The mention of Sirocco would.
I'll just kind of do it in this general direction.
Okay, what do you whisper?
Okay. I'm sorry, what was the name?
Sirocco.
Sirocco. Okay, I whisper, the doctor is here on behest of Sirocco.
Oh, I am. Cool. I thought it would have been Castanar, but okay.
Oh, I'm sorry, Castanar.
Okay.
Where is
As you do the whisper
Oh.
spell, please take some inspiration for a very creative use of your
Sweet.
whisper spell. You whisper these words into the room, and then the door just automatically unlocks. And then you see there's actually the door starts creaking open, and you can see the doors being held open by vines. Vines are surrounding the door and pushing it open.
Let me go first.
And nothing's happening to the door on the north, right?
No, it's the door on the east that's opening up right now.
Yeah, you go first. The trees don't like me very much.
Doctor
Cas-
goes into.
So, Castnar, you step into this small house, and you look around, and it's being kept in pretty good condition. There are a couple of casks to the north. There's a fireplace with a burning fire. There is a desk with a couple of books on it. There is a cot, and of course, the big elephant in the room is there. You do find this man. He appears to be asleep. His eyes are closed. He is missing one right arm and one left leg. He is being suspended by vines, and there are vines growing into where his arm and his leg are supposed to be.
I must have gotten something expensive.
he-
It cost him an arm and a leg.
Yeah, it cost him an arm and a leg. And he appears to be suspended by vines, and he appears to be sleeping. And then as you walk in, he doesn't speak to you, but you hear a voice coming from where he is. And he says, "What brings you here?"
Good question.
Right off.
It is I, right off.
I have traveled so far to find you. But what has happened?
And he says, do you look around you? Do you not feel it in your own heart? You are
Yes.
the wayward elf, are you not? And you can see that his body is still not moving, but these vines are just start surrounding the body very slowly. And he says, you have found your home.
My home? Here?
As you were born here many, many moons ago.
I remember.
And he says, this place was a unique town, unlike any town in the realms. It was a town cohabited by humans and elves who walked side by side as equals. And then these vines start surrounding him a little bit more. They kind of go into his hair and they're like massaging his head and stuff. And he says, a great tragedy has befallen this place. Says, it is my will to cleanse this place. But as for you, it is important that you see your past. And you have. Now, you should go.
Go? Go where? I have so many questions.
You should return to your journeys. There is nothing left for you here. Can you not see that?
But my parents, the living dead.
He says, that is a dark tale. Are you sure you're ready to hear this?
I've never been more ready. I must avenge my parents.
He says, some things, perhaps, when one knows, one cannot live their lives in peace. This is one of those things. And he says, I am not certain if I should tell you. And I would like you to roll a persuasion on him to see if you can get him to tell you.
But
Use your inspiration.
I'm not used to persuasion. But my parents, I've watched them slain. My master.
I'm assuming you're using your inspiration.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
What did I roll? I didn't see it. Didn't.
You rolled a 2.
Raid? No. Sirocco. He rescued me. He sent me to you.
He says, and then he says, what Sirocco wished you to see. Well, I have to take the first one. That was a 10. But he's like, what Sirocco sent you to see
rolled.
was your past. But the truth about who you are and your people, I need to see that you are ready to hear this. I need to see that you are strong of mind and of body. And then he says, you will complete a task. It will challenge your mind and your body. And when you complete this task, the truth I shall tell you.
Of course. Anything.
Okay, and then he says, have you heard the name Verith and Outerlinks? And you need a history on that one.
Can we get a spelling too?
Let me see if I can even spell this big bad boy.
Ah.
Everybody else hears this. You may others may roll history checks as well.
What was the first name? And
That is the name that he has said to you.
okay.
The doctor, with your vast knowledge, this is the name of an ancient green dragon. In 1373 DR, this dragon wreaked havoc and destroyed many villages in Mythdraenor, in the forest of Cromthor. This is a famous dragon. He was slain by a group of brave adventurers.
Was one of them an awesome wizard?
Of course, every adventuring party has to have some sort of wizard.
Yeah, but it doesn't have to be an awesome wizard if they were destroyed.
But these adventurers were using AD&D first edition rules, so
Oh,
it
yeah,
was
but
very
AD&D first edition Green Dragon. Oh wait, it was a 5th edition Green Dragon.
yeah.
No contest.
And Radolf says that Verith and Outer Links was destroyed many centuries ago, and he had spawn. One of his spawn. His name is Verilith, but he is known in many places as Venom Fang. This beast is attracted to this place. He has settled here. And then the druid, you can see that he starts moving. He opens his eyes, and you see his eyes are all whited out. And he says, "He has done this to me." And the druid, and then you can tell, all these little vines crawling around, that the druid means that he's ripped off this guy's arm and leg. And he says he is powerful, beyond my abilities to fight. And as long as he's here, this place shall never be cleansed. He says, I am injured. I will heal in time, but I cannot cleanse this place with that presence of that creature here.
Well,
And he says, you must remove him.
well, then I guess there's a good thing a doctor's in the house.
I don't know, what can you do to help this guy?
Can I use my inspiration to perform a miracle?
It doesn't
I'll
work
give you
that
mine
way.
too.
I'm not sure it works that way. And he says, remove Venom Fang, Verilith, from this place. He says, do it.
My homeland.
Show that you have the devotion to perform incredible acts, and you shall know the truth of this place.
This is my home. I shall do it.
I put my hand on Castano's shoulder, and I say, "Well, I think I shall aid you in this.
Absolutely.
This guy has interesting magic, and I wish to know more about it."
From your knowledge, you don't have any direct ability to learn druidic magic, unless you are willing to take some druid levels.
I just might do it. If this druid's persuasive and I level up to level 4 soonish, I'll be able to do it, maybe. If I
really
decide.
want.
Aye. Thank you, friends. I have come home. I recognize it, and yet I don't. I shall do this. Where is this beast?
Plus, dragons have crazy loot, you know. Radolf says to the north, you will find the old tower. That is where Verilith Ninzul Tainil, his full name, resides.
Okay, no, I'm not going to do
Nizul
it.
time.
Druid.
Yeah, so as typically things go with dragons, they have these long-winded, elaborate names that are difficult to pronounce.
Of course.
I can speak Draconic, so that'll be fine.
Were you able to hurt it in your battles?
He says, he came upon me suddenly and with surprise. I tried to speak to it first, but it was not interested in parleying with those who walk the path of nature.
Of course not. Well, then we shall have to deal with it in some other way.
The doctor smiles. And he's just clutching his staff.
And then, as you guys are kind of thinking about it and wondering about it, he says, and then there are others that have arrived recently. And he says, to the east, you will find a band of men with intentions most foul. He says, they wear black masks shaped like that of a dragon. They worship dragons. They are here, no doubt, to find Venom Fang, though their intentions I do not know.
Now, if they're here to worship Venom Fang, then they must be dealt with first. I'd rather not fight a dragon and would-be worshippers.
That would make sense.
And then he
Unless we
says,
could get the dragon to think that the worshippers are attacking and let them fight each other.
That would be fun. Doctor likes this idea.
Inspiration point for
and
that
he
one.
says, I warn you, the balance of nature is most upset in this place. He's like, beyond the reaches of this cabin, nature has run afoul. It is angry. It is frenzied and not sane. Nature will attack you here.
Yes, I have felt that. Quinn Lane, she was worried about you running afoul of something here.
He says, ah, my good friend. You may tell her that I am all right. I will survive.
We will both tell her together.
He says, I must rest now. And his eyes close and the vines wrap around him, effectively cocooning him.
Wait a minute, wait a minute! Now hold on a sec, Mr. Buster. There's
What do you
few
have to say,
questions
dwarf?
you gotta tell a dwarf.
What was that?
We will be here for a short time, at least. We will speak with him again.
He says, you may stay here and rest. You will be safe within the confines of this cottage.
Thank you. And in the morning, I shall scout out and find what I can of these men, these dragon worshippers.
And then make them fight the dragon.
Now, does he know that they're actually worshiping Venom Fang?
He has told you that he believes that they worship dragons because they have these masks that look like dragons, and everything that they say bespeaks worship of dragons. He believes that they probably were here to honor or worship Venom Fang.
So we need to get the dragon Venom Fang to think that when they approach in worship that they are approaching to attack or steal its treasure. And sit back and watch the well, not fireworks, but...
That would be great.
And if we failing to do that, then we find out where the men are and leave a trail of tracks from near the dragon's cave to where they're lairing, and get the dragon out of its cave to follow the tracks to where they are. One way or the other. The first would probably be easier.
I can always alter my appearance to resemble one of them.
You have to know what they look like first.
Yes, I do.
Yes, you know what they look like, or yes, you know you need to know?
I know I need to.
Oh, okay.
The doctor can go to the local game shop and pick up a copy of the Horde of the Dragon Queen and flip to that.
I already have one.
Okay.
I already have one, John.
Unfortunately, the local game shop has been blighted here.
I went there to pick up a copy of the Monster Manual and then realized I get it 40% cheaper online. So,
yeah. Well, only thing is if you want to support your local game shop, because it's they're always struggling to stay open.
Yeah, this is a pretty big game shop, and they make most of their sales in
Magic cards, right?
and board games. But yeah, $50 compared to less than 30. It's like, normally I would.
Yeah, I got a few good game shops in town, but the closest one near me has like a manager who's a real pain in the butt.
Is that the one I went with you once when we were little?
Yeah, the one in Point Claire Shopping Center.
Yeah.
God, was he real ass.
I remember getting Yu-Gi-Oh cards there.
Oh my god. That was so long ago.
Alright, we still got some time to go.
Okay, well, spend the night here.
Is it even night?
Yeah, right now the sky is still bright. Unfortunately, it's just cloudy.
We have a lot of owlbear to meat to eat.
We got plenty of owlbear.
Yes, if and when Radoff wakes again, I'll let him know what is going on in Neverwinter Wood, at least what little we traveled through.
I think we should scout the town, and if we can, set up any traps. That way, if we have to, we can lure the dragon into it, or even the cultists.
Cultists, yeah. Sounds good. By the
Which-
way, that fight did give me enough to level up, too.
Oh,
You're what,
then
level 2
please,
now?
level 3, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then please take the time to level up, if you'd like.
Yeah, I've got everything on my sheet already except for new spell. I have not picked a new spell yet. And I can go ahead and do that. Oh, that's the same. That's the same roll for that was recovering, but that's my roll for new hit
For
points.
hit points? Okay. Yeah, you guys may can choose to do short rest, long rest.
I don't think we really need a rest.
I'm
good.
Does he know?
I'll do my short rest, and
Does
that
he
is
know?
using one of these to recover. Right?
Mm-hmm.
It didn't roll.
Will we be crossing the river or staying on this side of the river?
The
there's
doctor's
no-
gonna go out scouting.
There's my recovery roll for short rest.
I don't think there's a river.
There's a river to the north, I thought.
I don't think so.
Yeah, just the mountains. We're in the hollow of the mountains.
Yeah, there's
Oh,
no.
I see. I'm talking about. Okay, never mind.
The doctor, are you checking out this building?
Yep.
Okay, so you walk up to these other cottages, and this is, of course, before you guys rested. You walk up to these other cottages. These are ruined side-by-side cottages. They look as though they might have been homes of prosperous shopkeepers, possibly some well-off farmers. All that remains as you look into this collapsed wall. There's piles of debris, and when you walk in here, strangely, there are some bushes in there.
Oh, right.
The doctor, I need. Well, you did roll a 22 on an investigation check. As you look inside and look into the bushes, something in the bushes is moving. And you have about a second before something happens, so you can choose to do something before something happens.
Let's see. Can I see at all what it is, or?
You just noticed that the bushes are moving.
Beware the nature. It will attack.
Do I notice this?
I think it depends on where you're standing, because the doctor is kind of carefully inspecting the bushes. So you come up just as the doctor is putting his hands around the bushes and looking at it.
I'm gonna do an animal handling.
Your animal handling fails. Okay, we have to roll initiative.
Okay, by the way, I'm not going to have it available for this because I haven't taken a long rest yet. But Alarm is going to be my spell for this new level.
Okay. But you have to finish your rest first.
Yep. So it won't be available.
Initiative! The doctor, since you were carefully inspecting the bushes, I'm going to say that you were not surprised.
Okay.
So this is normal initiative. Okay, so the doctor, as you're manipulating the bushes, you realize that when the bushes start moving, it is literally the bushes themselves that are alive.
Oh my.
Excellent.
Okay.
And Schmegel, you're up first. I mean, you don't notice much. You do notice that there's something going on over at the cottages as you see Nimbex and the doctor went in.
Yeah, and I finally get to use this ability. I'm gonna use Commander's Strike.
On
So
what?
basically,
On a
on
bush.
the doctor, I can shout, "Go for it!
Oh, okay.
Hit him!"
What does that do?
It allows I can forgo my attack for him to use his attacking action now.
But does it
I was
have
gonna go right after you anyways.
Is it a melee attack?
Just can be any attack.
Any attack? It can even be a spell?
Let me check.
Is it an extra attack? Like, do I still get my next turn?
Yeah, I think it's an extra attack, but I don't know if
Yeah,
it
it's
lets
probably-
you like cast Shocking Grasp or something.
If I can, I might use Burning Hands.
Yeah, one weapon attack.
Oh, so it has to be a weapon attack.
Damn.
I draw out my short sword
Uh-huh.
and I slash the first vine that comes at me.
Well, there's a vine right next to you, and then there appears to be. Well, they're not really vines. They look like shrubs, but they get up and they move.
Okay, so I slashed the first one. Let's see, where do I have an attack?
I didn't put in any. I don't know if I put in a macro, but if you want to roll a short sword, you roll a d20 plus your dex mod. I don't think your dex mod is probably higher, so roll a d20 plus your dex mod plus your proficiency, which is 2.
So +4.
And I'm gonna say that I'm not. You take out your short sword and you still have your staff in your hand, so you're just slashing with a short sword.
Oh, damn.
So the doctor's not really martially adept as he misses.
Well, I'm gonna.
And you kind of reconsider whether or not you should have inspired him to attack. But you still gotta move.
Yeah. So I'm gonna move right behind Nimbex here.
Okay.
And that'll be the end.
You can move
Okay.
through if you want.
Doctor, you're up.
Okay, I'm gonna move here-ish,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm gonna use Burning Hands and just torch the bushes.
Very nice. Okay, what's the roll they gotta make? What's the save? Dex?
Yeah, Dex save 13.
One success, one failure. So the top one succeeds in the save, so roll your damage.
Oops. This is Burning Hands, yep. Oops. I don't need an attack, but...
So this is what you notice as you cast your Burning Hands. Even though one of them nimbly dodges out of the way, when you throw fire at these bushes, the foliage catches fire and it is devastating. So you realize that these things are vulnerable to fire and they both die.
Oh.
That's you figured that out immediately as you saw these things completely burning. Nimbex, you're up. Unfortunately, you don't see any targets right now.
That's alright. I pat the doctor on the back. Good job.
Since I sold this, do I get all the experience?
Huh?
I was here to back you up.
Well, we're not out of initiative yet, are we?
And don't forget, Schmeagle helped you with your sword attack.
Oh yeah. A lot of good.
If that's the kind of help Schmeagle's going to give.
That was something that used to be part of the warlord's abilities to have somebody else attack. But
So who said the warlord died?
yeah, they just kind of try to mix it in a little bit. Okay, Castanar, you don't see any targets.
Okay, I'm just doing a 360, looking around, watching, listening.
Why don't you roll me a perception? Not a very good perception.
Nope.
You don't see much. He's looking around. Okay. The enemies are up, and Castor, unfortunately, you were looking around, but in such a frenzy, you did not notice these creatures that were stealthed and hiding in the bushes. There are living creatures among the dead bushes. And they pop out and they all swarm you.
Eek!
Okay, so that is 3 attacks on you.
One hit.
Okay. As these creatures just come and scrape their branches at you.
1 hit for
They're
tree
wielding
damage.
branches.
Yeah, tree branches are their main weapon.
Ah,
For tree damage.
Oh, I'm gonna hit you, you know.
Schmiggle.
I've had enough of these puns. Smiggle
Come
looks
up
at
and
this
punt
and he
one
goes,
of these
"Oh
away."
no, not this." And he goes right to this one just over here, and he's giving it a straight good boot. And he's gonna use
Oh, you're bunching it?
pushing attack.
Pushing attack?
Yeah.
Okay.
They just get the attack going.
Strength versus strength. If I remember correctly.
No, this is part of his one of his fighter maneuvers.
Oh, one of his abilities. Okay.
That is a hit.
All right, get an extra D8 on that damage. Extra 2. And has to roll a saving.
No, it doesn't because it's dead.
Ah!
Because you the total damage. What was the total damage that you did before on it?
Oh, the total damage?
Yeah.
Let me check. I think I forgot to roll that one. Whoops!
You gotta roll that
It
one.
was infinite.
Okay, so it's dead. You sit there and you start you try to do a pushing maneuver on this thing, but you notice it's very fragile and it does not like your axe. And you start chopping down on it and you split it in half. And you're not able to do any more maneuver on that, but that one died.
Oh, I wasn't able to push it into the one in front of it.
No, you weren't able to do it because you killed
You
it.
pushed your hand right through it.
Yeah.
So
Your
I
axe
wasted my
just
burning
split the
hands.
thing in two.
Whoops!
Because it seemed too fragile to be able to handle that.
Oh, just to ask, are all the trees in this building on fire now?
They are, yes, they're in fire, but there's not that much to burn, and this building itself is kind of collapsing anyway.
Okay.
Is it dangerous collapsing on us?
No, it's not. It's
Oh.
a building. It's mostly a stone foundation. These buildings don't have roofs. Most of them.
Let's see, I might as well have a little bit of fun, and I'm gonna spend my action point and do a
Uh-huh.
sweeping attack between this guy and the last one.
Okay.
And I look at Keshner and say, "Duck!"
I jump.
Great.
Oh, now you're being sassy.
No, I just see the axe start swinging before I hear you say duck.
That is a hit.
First one hit.
Okay.
And
And
there's the
then,
second one.
You did
destroy,
3 damage.
You chop the first one in half, and you sink your axe deeply into the second one. It's not. It doesn't seem to be fallen yet, but it doesn't look like it's gonna hold up much longer. That's the end of your turn. The doctor.
That's what you get for dealing 3 damage, Schmiggle. It's a good pun. I'm gonna run out.
Oh, you
this
better
door
hope I
and
don't
see if
go
there's
running to
anything.
your apartment and beat your little...
So, what's my distance? I can go. That's 20 feet. So I'm gonna run out here and do a perception check for anything around here quickly. Or is a perception check an action, or can I take that as a free?
I think that you can take that as a bonus action. Let's
Okay. So I will do a perception action out here.
say. Okay, go ahead. You don't notice anything, but you do notice. You do look around, and you notice that there are more dead bushes here, right behind you. But you don't notice anything particular.
I'm gonna run. Can I run through this way 10 feet?
Which way? Yeah, you
This
can
way?
go that way.
So I'd get to about like here.
Okay.
Okay.
As you go there, opportunity attack of the enemy that you didn't perceive. roll high enough.
Okay.
And this is a advantage opportunity attack since you didn't see him. 18 for 5 damage. And
Okay,
now you see
it's
him. It's another one of these bush people.
It bites into my shield.
Okay.
Or into my magic shield that I have around me. I lose my temporary points. Or I lose my magic hit points.
Okay. Nimbex, you're up.
I take it I hear the doctor's into
I
something.
don't get to make an attack?
Well, you used up all of your speed, and then you used
Yeah,
more
but I didn't
speed.
make it. You said I could use a bonus action for perception.
Yeah, but then
I
you
still
used
have an
more
attack
speed
action.
to move over there.
No, I only did 10 feet. I did
did?
20 to get there, and I used 10 to get there.
Oh, okay. Then please take an attack.
Okay. I'll just use Shocking Grasp right on the one in this bush.
Okay.
I bet they're resistant to thunder magic. But we'll find out.
Unfortunately, as you try to zap it with the shocking grasp, the thing nimbly dodges out of the way. Seems to be a pretty stealthy vine.
Okay, that's the end of my turn.
Okay.
Go for the root, not the vine.
It's Nimbex's turn.
Okay, I'm just wondering. I want to make sure that I know the doctor's in trouble and the fight above me is ended. Is that kind of what I'm perceived?
Yeah, that's what it seems like.
Okay. I will. That's only 10 feet. Okay, I'm going to come over here, tell those guys the doctor's, in trouble, and then...
The doctor's trouble? Of course he is.
Now, can I see what he's fighting?
Yeah, you see it. You see it clearly that there's another one of these bush people
Okay.
right in front of him. They're more bush than people.
I'll use my crossbow.
Okay, this thing has no chance against that. You sink your crossbow right through it and pin it to the dead shrub, and it's just
Excellent.
Thanks for that, Index.
Sure.
Okay, it's Castano, you're up. Leaves all over the place. As
I've
Schmigel
got my-
just chopped down a whole bunch of these things.
Yeah, I've got my bow in my
Some
hand.
days
I
it's
don't
good
think
to have
that's
an
going to be
axe.
of any use.
As a bonus action, you don't even need a bonus action, I don't think. You can switch over to your longsword.
No, I'm just going to use my action as a dodge. I'm not. I mean, I know what Radoth said, but I'm still not accustomed to hacking at trees and bushes and things. So I'm just going to
Okay.
use my action as a dodge,
Gotcha.
which imposes disadvantage on them if they attack me.
Yeah. Okay, Blight's turn. This Blight actually is more interested in attacking Schmigel. And it's gonna swipe at Schmigel with
I
a
should have
miss.
taunted it too.
You wouldn't know what to say to it.
I know. I don't have speak with plants. I know.
Oh, look at that. The weed's trying to bite my ankle. Ain't that cute?
Okay.
Okay,
You should
good
just
taunt.
tap on Nigel.
2 more come out. And they are right in the doctor's path. So they're going to go after the doctor. These things are not very strong, but they can be overwhelming in numbers. 13 and a 9?
I'm safe. I've got mage armor on.
Yeah, I think you're fine. Schmigel. Cleaning up.
Schmigel looks at the poor weed that's trying to attack him. He's trying his best, I know, but I gotta cut him down. Uh-oh, there we go.
Unfortunately, you chop off another piece of the plant, but that part is already dead anyway. You couldn't. You just didn't notice. That part was already like dangling and already dead.
Green, green, green. Hit the green.
Oh, there's green vegetables?
Okay. Are you doing anything
Okay.
else for your turn?
We've got a colorblind dwarf.
That's your turn?
Yep.
Okay. Doctor's up.
I'm gonna use shocking grasp.
Which one?
Closest one.
They're both 5 feet away. Which one are you hitting?
Probably that one.
Okay. Roll your damage. Okay, as you electrocute this thing, it turns into, it just dries up and turns into ash and dies. Didn't take much to take this thing out.
No. I end my turn.
Okay. One left.
I'll come up on it and attack.
Oh yeah. It's gone. You basically take your hand and start and just rip this thing in half.
I hate vegetables! Ah!
Basically a bunch of branches. And that ends the combat.
What about the one in front of me?
Oh, that one. That one has a. That one just dies.
Oh, okay.
Dies of
Because
fear.
I'm not gonna wait for you to deal it one more hit point because that one it was barely alive anyway. But after all the times you attacked it, so it just dies.
It died from the Val Oda Smiggle emits.
It
Oh,
died
that's
from
right.
your.
I forgot I
from the
haven't taken a
alcohol
bath
your
in
breath.
weeks.
It didn't like the excess carbon dioxide.
Actually, plants I think do like the carbon dioxide.
Then it should have gained an extra hit point.
That's assuming his breath was carbon dioxide and not some other
Methane.
form of carbon.
Those plants
Pure
only
ethyl.
earned you 50 experience points each, divided among
That's
all of
like
you.
12 and a half each, 12 each.
Yeah. Oh no, you can round up. I don't care. You can give 13.
Okay, 13
but it's
each.
not gonna make a difference.
Well, yeah, I was going to say. Now I know what he was talking about. Let us hope the trees don't start walking too.
Oh, but that would be fun.
You don't know how painful it is to kill be a part of the killing of the place you grew up.
Don't think of
At
it
least
that
you can
way.
go back to your home.
The doctor's looking around down here again.
Anything further south off the map is just runs into the hills, the steep hills.
Okay. Oops.
Yeah, we
Can I
know
get
that
back over here?
We know that the cultists were supposed to be to the east.
I'll stalk the doctor.
I'm doing a stealth check.
Well, Nimbex did a stealth check. So you have to do a perception check to see if you see Nimbex following.
Right.
No, I don't care if I see an index. I'm just sneaking through the
Oh.
bushes.
So you don't see him. And as you crump through these bushes, but most of these bushes are dead.
Okay. Can I do a perception check from here?
Yeah.
Oops. Ah.
Okay, so you look forward and there appears to be another ruined building. And as you look at it, there's some windows on the building. It might have been some sort of store or shop. You do notice that right outside the door of the building there are some webs, as in spider webs.
Hmm. And what about the door? What building over here?
You look over at that building, and there's a door on that building, so it's closed. You see a big sign with an anvil on it, and you guess that this is probably the blacksmith's shop. There's a
Can I
wide
open that door?
chimney. There's rotted piles. You may open the door. Are you ready to open the door?
Yep.
Okay. Let's roll initiative.
Already.
God damn it!
Run away.
Do I get surprise?
If you're
I can't
attacking the
run.
doctor.
I can't run away.
Trying to be prepared.
You can run away, but you have to do it through your turn order.
Okay.
And then also Schmigel and Castanar gotta be in initiative too.
And I will. Oh.
But of course, they don't know what's happening.
And I have the dynamic lighting open the door.
The doctor's gone off raiding on his own.
Yeah.
Castanar, I don't think you have any idea what's going on over
Nope.
there.
Nope.
So you're just hanging out. So I think I'm gonna have to drop you from this turn, unless
Yep.
there's a
Nope,
reason why you'd be acting. And
Nope.
you too, Schmigel.
Yep.
Nimbex.
Okay, I cast a message on in the general direction where Schmigel is, and tell him the doctor's in trouble and we're to the southeast, and that'll be my turn.
Schmigel
Oh, that's right, you have an
Oh,
inspiration.
bugger, not again.
It was what, 5 minutes since the last one?
Yeah.
Okay. You open the door to some more, a couple more of these ash zombies that pour out at you.
They don't get squeezed from the door?
This one, let's just say that they're when you open the door, it's pretty surprising. Just as you open the door, they jump up at you,
Oh, okay.
and unless you're standing there, kind of.
I'm
You
gonna
can't
use
really
a
block 'em
reaction to pull up shield.
up. Okay.
So I
They're
get plus
going.
5.
You get the shield up. Your AC is up 5. They get 2 attacks on you.
It's a reaction.
You're really. So
Damn.
your AC up 5. Can that survive a 22 and a 23?
Nope.
Okay, that is 11 damage plus the 20. No, I'm sorry, not 11 damage. That's not 5 damage plus 2
7.
plus 3. 10 damage total.
10. Ouch. Okay, so I lose another 4. So this one goes -6.
Yeah, this is definitely a big shock as these things poured out on you. But it is your turn.
Okay, I'm gonna use immediately Thunder Wave.
Oh, nice. Constitution checks for the zombies. Why don't you roll your
Wait.
damage? They're gonna take damage no matter what anyway.
Actually, should I do Thunder Wave? I've got spells. Nah, I don't have anything better than that. Yeah, Thunder Wave.
Okay, 1 save, 1 failure. So the bottom one save, the top one fails.
Okay, so he's gonna
Top
go
one gets
flying.
pushed back. And what's the damage?
That's magical. Thunder Wave is down. Thunder Wave. Ouch.
Oh. Okay, that is 3 damage on the top one and 1 damage on the bottom one.
Isn't it rounded up the damage?
Down and down.
Damn.
And the
Okay.
damage you take is also rounded down when it's halved. It's just a universal. Are you going to move on your turn?
Yes, I'm gonna run for it. Or I'm gonna run into the bushes.
Opportunity attack
Go ahead.
with a miss. And I'm guessing that's your turn.
Yep.
Okay. Castanar. Oh, you've heard the message.
Okay, I've heard the message. He said southeast. So let's.
Assume I'm out of range of this one I threw.
I don't know
Yeah,
which way
I
is
went that far.
southeast. I'm just gonna go.
Now,
Oops.
if you go that way, you're going through difficult terrain. There's a lot of dead bushes there.
Is it considered forested? Or
Oh,
do I
that's
get
right.
there?
You're ranger. No, it's not difficult terrain for you.
Okay.
Even though it's dead, it's still forest.
So I have no idea where he is. 35 feet is about here. Can you make a? Let me go back and do an actual ruler here and find out. 35 feet is my move.
10. That's about 20. So this is
Okay.
10. This is about 20.
Well, I'm going straight across, so it would be right
Oh, sure.
there. Okay, I've got my hand
Right on the corner of that building, you can get to.
Well, I can't even see the building without.
But
That's
as you
where-
walk through the,
Yeah, okay.
you can see it.
Yeah, but I had to measure it and then put my finger on the screen to
Okay.
see where it ended up. And,
So-
can
So you come out in that area, and you do see these 2 more zombies that the doctor has brought forth from the jail.
okay. I can attack the one straight in front of me. It looks like.
Yeah.
So I will do that. Not very well.
These zombies don't have very high armor class, and because they're not very fast, and they are easy to hit, so you nail it.
Okay.
Okay, 9 damage. Landing an arrow right through it.
Through and through.
Through and through.
And that is it.
Okay. Schmigel, you know the direction that they're at. I do have to warn you, if you walk through the bushes, it's difficult terrain. You're walking at half speed. Your speed is 30 with your boots of springing and striding.
Yeah, so how far can I get to them without...
Isn't his boots always set
You
for
can
30?
get
Yeah,
through these.
doesn't it affect the difficult terrain?
No. Difficult terrain is difficult terrain still. You can probably get over here.
Can I jump over the bushes?
Even if I would say that you can't, even if you jump, you're jumping forward and still you wasting some of your movement because of the difficult terrain.
Okay.
So you can jump, but you're going to be still wasting some of your movement if you try. And you don't have a running start, so your jump distance isn't great. So that's a full movement for you if you get over there.
I
But
still
he could do a
can't.
double move.
You could do a double move and get your tank in front of us.
Oh, goody.
Yeah, you can get 30 feet over here.
Alright.
Surprise, everybody!
Okay. This Nimbex's
I'd like to
turn.
think Schmigel was just running mad dash through it and just saw these zombies at the last
On that
possible
one.
second. Whoa!
Oh, wait a minute, I move first. Over here, and then shoot.
Okay. It is for 7 damage. You land a crossbow bolt into it. It looks badly damaged and about to die. 2 ash zombies are up. They just swarm Schmigel. He's the big shiny dwarf right in the middle of the road.
The one I sent flying, was he prone?
They don't fall prone, I don't think.
No?
But even if he were to fall prone, he could still get up and use enough movement to get to Schmigel.
Yeah. Standing
Yeah,
up
but
is only
attack
half his
afterwards?
movement.
Okay, yeah.
So that's an 11 and a 20.
The second one hits.
That is 5 damage on you, as this zombie breaks through your armor. The first zombie just bangs against your shield, taking it like a champ.
I don't wanna work. I just wanna bang on the dwarf all day. Dun 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 dun.
Okay, I'm gonna let loose. I'm gonna let loose with the ray of frost.
Which one? Top or bottom?
Top.
Okay.
Isn't that a cone?
It's a line.
A line. Oh.
And I miss.
You narrowly missed the zombie with your ray of frost. Anything else?
Nope.
Okay. Castanar.
Okay, those two are within 5 feet of each other.
Yes, they are.
Time to unleash. I pull a Robin Hood. I simultaneously knock 2 arrows and fire one at each of the zombies.
Oh, it's just splitting Schmigel in the middle.
Hordebreaker was my ranger archetype that I chose, which means that whenever I make a weapon attack, I can make a second weapon attack against another opponent within 5 feet of the original target that is within range of my weapon.
So you put 2 arrows onto your bow and you just split Schmigel in the middle.
Don't miss.
Okay, top one
Does he have an apple on his head?
and bottom one.
Oh, the top one was a 10?
Yeah.
That is 2 hits.
Okay, damage for the first one, damage for the second one.
Okay. The first one explodes in a puff. Schmigel, I need a Constitution save.
Oh, here we go.
Again.
I could just see this, like the movie The Mask, this green goo over his face.
The second arrow is devastating as it lands in the neck of the one on the bottom. Schmigel, you're covered in goop again. Schmigel, you're covered in goop, rolling at disadvantage for saves, attacks, and ability checks due to soot all over your face.
I hate soot, dust, and all kinds of dirt now.
But you're a dwarf. You're
God,
supposed to live in it.
I'd hate to take you into a mine right now.
Wouldn't it be ironic if this campaign was called the Mines of something? Oh wait, it is.
Oh, it's my turn.
Yes.
He's at a disadvantage in hearing too.
Yeah, you're rolling at a disadvantage, unfortunately.
I don't care. I'm still swinging. There it is.
Ooh. You unfortunately did not hit it. Can't see it very well.
It's there in front of you, somewhere. Swing again.
Nimbex.
Do we get a
nice.
Constitution save to save against that?
Oh, yes, you do. I'm sorry, I forgot about that, sorry. Okay, you save against that, but you have to make a second Constitution check because Nimbex destroyed the second one.
God damn it!
Good and bad.
Okay, you're good. More of these foul undead destroyed.
The doctor comes out. Okay, look, Schmigel, I found you a blacksmith.
What? What?
Yeah, look. And I walk in. Investigation.
And get attacked again.
Okay. You walk into this place and does appear to be what was once a blacksmith shop. You start looking around, and there's a variety of old tools like tongs, bellows, hammers, and a pair of iron anvils scattered around. You do take 100 experience for killing those 2 ash zombies divided among everybody.
So
25. I am standing at this door. Doctor is not going to get by me again.
I'll help you.
There is a back door to this thing.
Yeah, but I don't see it, so
I'll tell you
I
about
checked
it.
the door.
watch him.
You don't find anything really of interest in here. These are all old and broken tools in the cold forge, bringing more tears to Schmigel.
Well,
Can I open the
I'll
door
pull
here?
out my own smithing tools. Alright, what kind of scraps of metal we can find around this place?
Unfortunately, this metal is so old that it is in very poor condition. You do see a couple of scraps of, kind of bent swords and stuff like that laying around, but it looks to be bad condition, and you don't have anything. The forge is cold, and it hasn't been used in a long, long time.
Well, looks like it's time to cut down some trees.
There's plenty of dead dry wood all over the place.
Don't attack the trees. They might be alive too.
Oh, that's just a
If you want
superstition.
trees, go out of the valley and grab some from there.
We have some spiders, presumably, in our house.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of webs.
Spiders?
Yep. up
Yes.
north.
Spiders.
I've heard of this strategy before. There's an old dwarven tactic for getting rid of spiders in a single room.
Send the
I'm
mage.
going to need a flagon of oil, and I'm going to need a bedroll.
A bedroll?
A bedroll.
You don't
Sleight
have
of
one?
hand to take Schmigel's bedroll without him noticing.
Exactly.
Okay.
You
can
do
try
realize
to-
this one is mine. It has my stink to it.
Schmigel, you see him trying to take your bedroll.
Go ahead and use yours. I'll make you a new one.
You know how to knit?
I am used to living in the outdoors. I know all about making bedrolls.
Huh. I never knew someone who could knit.
How else do you think we survive in the outdoors?
Okie doke then.
Yeah, so I look out this door. What do I see?
You see a road. You see a path going up, and then you see another house further to the east.
Okay. I think we should take care of them spiders.
Well, first I need a flagon of
There's-
oil.
Is there any? I think I have oil. Is there any prints,
What do you mean, Prince?
footprints, passage?
You don't see any here.
Okay. Because if I were bandits in hostile territory or cultists in this case, I just might find a way to use spiders to make it look like something's. I'm checking my inventory. I think I have oil here. No, oil is not part of the explorer's pack. Never mind. Somebody else will have to provide the oil.
Does anyone have a lantern?
I have candles and torches.
Isn't it part of your adventures kit to have some oil and...
Some kits, yes. My explorer's kit was not one that had oil. Some of the kits did have
What did
oil
I
and
have?
lantern.
You don't have any fire spells?
No, you guys talked me out of that. I took a blade board instead. I was gonna take firebolt, but
What happened to your burning hands?
that's for when we actually see the spiders.
Yeah, you look inside and it's just very webby. You can't see anything.
A torch might be enough to torch it. I'm not sure
That's true.
exactly what you were planning with a bedroll.
I guess it won't work in this situation.
Why do I have mason's tools?
I don't know.
Probably your background.
Oh no, I have a bunch of Smiggle stuff. For some reason.
Did you take it off of Schmigel?
No, apparently I have Schmiggle's rank insignia for a sergeant. I've got your old sergeant's pass.
sir.
So
Thank you very much.
I don't see oil as part of any of
Somebody's
the
got to have some oil.
I've got ink.
I haven't stopped at a store, so yeah. No. Okay. Burglar's kit. Burglar's pack of all people. Oh, and diplomat's pack has it too. We don't have a burglar or a diplomat. None of the other kits come preloaded with oil.
Hey,
Yep.
Smiggle, could you come over here for a sec? We need your torch.
I mentioned a flask of oil is no, it's not that expensive here. I thought it might be, but like I said I haven't stopped at a store, so I don't have any supplies other than what I started with.
Let me just check.
So
if I had any
we'll
torches.
just have to. Like I said, we could still probably burn the webs. I have a torch. We can use that to burn the webs.
Okay, let's do that.
Okay. Well, once everybody's ready, I'll go ahead and.
I've got your back. With burning hands.
Okay, so what is your plan?
Light a torch and
I stealth around the building.
probably
Okay.
from the side of it.
As you walk around the building, you see that there's a kind of a back way into the building as well, also full of webs.
Okay, I whisper to the doctor there's a back exit with webs.
Okay. Can I respond?
Yeah.
Or okay, I say get ready for some fire. Don't jump in until after you feel the heat.
Okay, I'll stand to the side here.
Actually, you might want to burn both from both sides at once.
I can't do that.
I have more torches,
Oh, okay.
so that's what we'll do. We'll simultaneously light both sides of this structure. The structure itself is stone, right? It's not going to burn.
The structure does not look like it can burn.
Okay. So we'll just start the webs on fire and let them smolder. I don't know
Okay.
how flammable they'll be, but we'll
So-
find out.
So as you throw the two torches in, the webs immediately set ablaze. And then you sit there waiting as the webs are burning up. And then approximately 20 or 30 seconds later, you see this huge spider just dashing outwards.
I did step back, you see, after I threw the.
The spider is not...
Yeah.
Oh, so that's where you're standing?
Yeah.
Okay. So the spider dashes out, and on the other side also there's another spider that dashes outwards as well. It's going to run past you, Nimbex. It's not fighting you. It's not interested, so you may take an opportunity attack.
Do I get a surprise attack because I'm stealth?
It does not
An
notice
advantage.
you. You can have advantage.
Well, I was just wondering if I get 2 attacks, 1 surprise and then 1 initiative.
No, it's not fighting.
It's not fighting you yet.
It's flame.
So right now, this is all surprise attack. Opportunity surprise attack.
Oh, okay.
So,
So does that mean I get 1 more unarmed strike?
no, you get 1 attack against it because it runs by you.
Okay.
You just saw it, so it's an opportunity attack. And it is surprise attack, so that's an 11 on it. Fortunately, I don't think an 11 is going to hit it.
Oh.
Its armor class is higher than that, so it runs past you, dashing away. And
okay.
the other spider also is running and dashing away.
Don't
As soon as it comes out of the door, I'm ready with Ray of Frost, so.
Okay, you can shoot a ray of
Roll
frost
the
at it.
I didn't I
Uh,
get 2 attacks on it?
You get 1 attack on it because it's only an opportunity attack as it runs by. That's an opportunity attack with advantage from being stealthed. Because the spider has a speed that can run past, so it's going to end up over there. But now the doctor gets a surprise attack on this spider, which is a hit for 6 damage. And Castor, are you doing a surprise attack?
Yeah, I'll take a shot.
That's a hit on a spider. For 5 damage. Okay.
Big spider.
Now we can get into initiative.
I'm not as fast against these things as undead.
The doctor, you're up first.
Okay, and I'm gonna let loose with another ray of frost. There doesn't seem to be multiple spiders, so there's no need to use burning hands.
The second
Yes.
ray of frost misses.
Okay, I'm gonna move back. Okay.
Okay. Schmigel.
Time to squish the bug!
Good squish.
That's a squish. Let's see if you can survive this. No, it can't. These spiders are on fire, by the way. They clearly have taken a lot of damage from being set on fire as they run out. This spider's dead. Nimbex, you're up. This spider looks like it's running away.
Not for long.
Okay, that's 2 hits.
Nope.
6 plus 4 is 10 damage. You cut off like 3 of its legs, and it trying to fight for its life. But it's going to try to shoot a web at you.
Okay.
Oh my god, my macro is just dead.
Just use your normal dice.
I'm going to use my real dice. Screw that. 13 on your AC. My normal dice skill
That's a
aren't
miss.
going to fail. Okay, so it tries to douse you with webs to freeze you, but it doesn't successfully do so. And it starts running again, so you can do an opportunity attack. I'm taking the first attack, which is a hit for 7 damage. It dies.
Excellent.
Very easy battle. Now that you had
Clear front.
seeing that you have burned the spiders down before you even fought them.
All I need is 70 experience.
Clear
Hold
front.
on. What?
Clear front.
We have. You're gonna be happy about this. We got 400 experience for all of you to divided.
Oh,
So I think
sweet.
that's like 100 each for those spiders.
Yeah.
That could have,
Nice.
but you guys are really doing extremely well and critically thinking about these battles before you go into them, thereby rendering them easy. Instead of walking into the spider's web and getting stuck in the web or something retarded like that. Using some good judgment in your fights, so you do deserve the experience.
Doctor goes into this room.
They're
Now
still
that
burning.
no, at this point the webs have burned into a crisp. The fire has died down.
So has the spell scrolls, unfortunately.
What you do? Yes, the scroll of fireball unfortunately has burned away. No, I'm
No,
just kidding.
no.
But you do see a very unfortunate adventurer who has been cocooned in here, and as the webs burned over around him, you see that his body has burned over a little bit too.
Okay, I'm gonna do an investigation check
Hmm.
and a perception.
It is clear to you that this adventurer was once an elf. Probably recently died here because the body does not look that ancient. It just looks like it's been sucked dry by the spiders.
Can I search it?
Yes, you look through the body and you do find a very nice set of armor that it's wearing. As you dust it off, you can see that this is leather armor, but it is reinforced studded leather armor. And also there is a short sword. Doesn't appear to be anything special about the short sword. You find a nice pouch. You open the pouch and a potion of healing drops out. It looks like fresh potion of healing. 23 gold and 35 silver.
Okay, I will add the gold and silver.
And the potion.
Yeah.
So what you did find that was looked very useful is the armor that he's wearing is studded leather armor, which is pretty expensive if you were to make it yourself.
Does anybody want it? Because I can't wear it.
Castanar, would you
How much
like?
silver?
I think
How much silver?
Ask Castanar. Castanar, would you like studded leather armor?
How
I'm
much silver?
sorry. 35 silver, 23 gold,
23 gold, 35 silver. You got that updated?
and a potion. Would you like studded leather armor, or is there anybody that would like?
I can certainly wear studded leather. It's one step up from what I'm wearing now. I'm not sure what. I know Schmiegel is a heavy armor. Monk probably is a no armor.
No armor, yeah.
Yeah, Schmiegel's in chainmail.
Damn heavy chainmail.
Well, this is lighter, slightly.
If your dex is high, actually, it's actually better to wear studded leather armor than chainmail.
Yeah. Certainly. Assuming I can fit it.
Yeah, itself.
Yeah, it's actually this is a body of an unfortunate elf adventurer who found his death here.
Okay. I know it always been caught off guard. I'm just gonna cast the invisibility spell on myself.
Okay. How many spell slots have you exhausted so far?
Since our last rest, I think I just used my burning hands.
Okay. Are you sure you didn't use any? You used a thunder wave, didn't you?
Oh yeah, Thunder Wave 2, so that's 2 first level
Okay.
down. I have
All right.
one. I think I have quite a few spell slots now, which is good.
Yeah. So you cast invisibility on yourself and you
Yeah.
blink away.
I can still talk without ruining the spell, right?
Mhm.
Yeah. The spell really ends if you take some sort of hostile action.
Okay. I'm gonna tap on Nimbex's shoulder too, and I'm gonna cast invisibility on him. You're coming with me.
Oh, excellent. What's the
They're
other
gonna be
symbol for?
second level spell slot.
Oops.
We're going scouting.
I will stealth.
Well, you're invisible. You don't need to stealth. There's no chance.
He
that-
can't
Oh,
follow
yeah.
you if you're invisible.
Yeah, what's
Yeah.
the other symbol for?
That's inspiration.
Oh, okay.
So we're gonna go down
Yeah,
here and
it's-
we're gonna investigate everything.
It's hard to follow him, but you can maybe look at the footprints he's making on the ground to follow him.
Ding.
Maybe we
Yeah.
can, tap
Hold
each
hands.
other on the shoulder and head in the direction. And I'm listening. Shall we check?
Let's see what's down here.
Oh God, no! Not again!
What?
Not again! Please don't open the door!
They are invisible.
Door opening isn't invisible.
Perception check to see if there's anything or hear anything on the other side. Well, these doors are already open, so.
Yeah. So, you.
Do I see?
There
do I
are
see
no doors.
Schmigel?
These are ruins where the doorway is just open, Yeah, you look inside and you don't see anything in there. You see a dead bush in there, but you don't see anything else.
I tap where Nimbex should be, and then and I kind of drag him towards the way I'm going.
Yeah, I'll whisper to Schmigel if I see him.
I'll take the time to change into this new armor.
We're heading into the southeast room.
Okay.
I'm coming.
This appears to be you can't even identify what kind of building this building used to be. As you walk through it, it's pretty badly destroyed. You come upon another building far on the east end of town.
Tell him we're at the back door.
It appears to be some sort of small farmhouse. It is clear that there is somebody in this building because you can see, even though the shutters are closed, there's light behind the shutters.
I'm gonna do a perception check to listen.
You listen in, and you do hear some quiet conversation.
I tell Schmigel to hold. Stop.
You hear someone saying, "Oh, praise be to the lady, to the five-headed lady. Oh, praise be."
Woo! Sounds exciting.
Like it sounds like a chant.
I'm gonna whisper over to Nimbex. Looks like we found the cultist.
Yes.
And I'm gonna move off this way. I'm not gonna open the door this time.
I tell him I'm gonna check around the building.
I'm doing that too.
And we'll bump into each other.
Oh, I found a tunnel.
Okay, it doesn't take long to put this armor on.
Bonk. Meet you on the other side.
Yeah, I went around the building once.
Okay, you scout around the building. There is an entrance to the south. There is an entrance to the northeast. The rest of the building does have windows, but they're shutters and they're closed.
I'm assuming Nimbex is relaying this to Schmigel.
Yeah, and I'll tell him the door is most likely locked.
Do you want me to unlock it?
I want to scout where the dragon. Where does the magic field I was sensing before center around?
It's going north from where you're standing.
Okay, I'm moving north then.
You're gonna
Did you tell anybody?
Yeah, I tell Nimbex before I leave.
Okay. I tell Schmigel we're heading north on the path.
Okay, I'm coming.
Which way is it pulling me?
I'm waiting here in the middle till I can see somebody.
You aren't following
Now that I've
Schmigel?
changed out into the new armor.
The doctor, you walk north and you come into what appears to be a town square or some sort of central gathering in town. Right in the middle of the square, and you have a sense that this is where the magic is coming from. There is a statue. The statue is purely badly destroyed. It depicts a female figure, apparently wearing armor with the wings of an angel, praying on her knees, holding a sword. It is very destroyed. It's very hard to make out the face of this person, or whoever it is. It's a female figure, clearly.
Okay. What is my? I'm gonna do a perception.
You look at the statue, and there is some writing on the bottom of the statue.
I'll do an investigation on it.
Okay. These are the letters you make out in the writing. And it's very bad. You have to understand this statue is like almost fallen apart. But these are the letters that you can read. Okay. Now I need you to roll a history, and it's got to be an amazing roll. All right, I'll take that. Using your vast knowledge and intelligence, you put together the identity. The identity of this person. Her name is Arabeth de Tilmerand. She was a very famous figure in history, although she is not very popular among Neverwinter itself. She was born in Thundertree and existed about 200 years ago. At that time, Neverwinter was suffering a horrible plague called the Wailing Death. And she was a paladin of Tyr, and she came to Neverwinter, and with her guidance, and the help of a lot of heroes, she was able to cure the Wailing Death. Unfortunately, she was found guilty of treason and executed. And most people in Neverwinter don't acknowledge her as anybody special, but the town of Thundertree still believes that she is holy and that she's a saint.
Okay. Where does it feel like the magic's coming from? Is it originating from this statue?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna do an Arcana check.
Okay.
Is there a way I can do it with advantage? Like if from my superior historic knowledge?
No, you can use your inspiration with advantage.
No, I don't think. I'll save that for the dragon.
Okay. Well, you crit it anyway. I can tell you that the magic does indeed originate from the statue. There was a very powerful spell cast in the past on the statue. The spell's effects have since faded, but because of the power of the spell, it continues to kind of resonate magical
With my
energy.
superior magical knowledge, do I know what spell it was?
I won't give you the exact spell, but I
Well,
will give you a lot more than... Yeah, but that doesn't mean...
Right, I need a 30.
Yeah, I can't. It won't necessarily give you every single just because you crit doesn't mean you have divine knowledge beyond the gods. But I will tell you everything that I can tell you about this.
Okay.
The spell is... I will tell you the School of Magic. If I can only find this damn spell. The School of Magic is enchantment. It was, and I can tell you that this spell was cast over 100 years ago, and it was so powerful. It must have been taken the efforts of multiple spellcasters to cast it at the same time.
Oh, I know this spell.
So it was so powerful that it has created a lasting aura, even though the effects of the spell no longer are present. So you can't identify the name of the spell.
I know this spell, though.
What is the spell?
The doctor doesn't know it, though. Or I guess the doctor might know it.
You know what the spell is?
I think I know which one it is. From my constant studying at the universities.
The spell is most definitely good berries, right?
Definitely. No, there's a... where is it? Private Sanctum. So, I think it's Mordecai's Private Sanctum.
Well, that's a good guess. But you do know that whatever spell it was, its magic is no longer taking any effect. Its magic is no longer there.
Unless Mordenkainen was a plane traveler. Oh wait, he was. He's from the Greyhawk.
Well, it looks like could have dispelled the magic because because what would have caused the magic to fail? Because obviously it must have been protecting it, but it's still present that I can sense it.
Yes,
so.
It is present that you can sense it, but it's no longer present to the effect where you know that there's a spell going on. You sense ripples of magic.
But what would have caused it to fail?
I don't know,
could be anything. Yeah, or God decides to shoot down the whole place.
Oh, okay. A dragon.
Spell plague.
Yeah, spell plague. Lots of stuff happened in the last 100 years.
So I whisper over to Nimbex. Which way is the dragon, do you think?
Since I'm sitting here kind of in the middle of the town, not knowing where everybody went, I'm going to use my Mark of the Wild since I'm in obscured area, I'm gonna stealth. I'm gonna
Okay.
hide and just wait till I see or hear something.
Where are you gonna be hiding at?
Just blend into the background there.
Schmigel, you hear that there's something coming up behind you.
Oh, bugger. I get my axe ready and I slowly turn behind.
Okay. You turn around and you see 4 figures wreathed in shadow. They have each of them has a mask on that is shaped like a dragon.
Ah. Right.
Let me give you. Oh, if I can only find it. Okay, so these are 4 figures that you can't tell one apart from the other. They all look like they're probably human. They're wearing a mask that kind of expands outwards and has little spikes up, resembling the head of a dragon. And they seem to be walking in unison. And one of them steps up, and he raises his hand. He says, "Hold. We mean no harm. We will speak to you, for we have heard you passing by our cabin, because you did not roll a stealth check."
Ah, yes, the almighty stealth check. I don't think it would have helped with the clanking and everything, but...
My name is Favrik.
I am Schmigel.
And he steps up it, but he keeps his distance. Says, "We are the respected devotees and followers of she who has 5 heads."
Couldn't there have been much more of a simpler name, like, Elvira, Shiva,
Can I see
He
Cass?
says, we would understand why you are in this place, for we have seen none other. And then he actually takes his weapon and unbuckles it and puts it on the ground, and he says, "As I have said, we mean no harm." The other 3 don't take off their weapons, but they stand there.
I put my axe to my side. I respect you. So tell me, what are you here for?
He says, "We are here to seek the almighty, all-powerful Venom Fang." He says, "And why might you be here? For there is nothing in these places but death and blight."
I come here searching for a friend. A friend that has given me a lot since I was down. I swear to find him before whatever God knows finds him.
Well, it'll be doubtful if you can find your friend here. There is but us, you, Venom Fang, the Almighty, and that druid. There is none else here.
I still find hope somehow.
Did I see Castanar?
Let me see if you can. You can't see Castanar. He's too far away.
Oh.
You can see Schmigel talking to somebody.
Yeah, I got that.
The doctor and Nimbex, you're invisible. You're hiding by the statue, and you do see Schmigel conversing with somebody. You can't make it out exactly who it is right now.
Can I walk closer?
Yeah, you can go as close as you want. Your invisibility spell will protect you from being seen.
Okay, I can't. Okay, there we go. 1 sec.
As long as you don't attack them.
Yeah.
So you come
So then he
searching.
says, so Fabric asks again, I ask again, what are you doing here?
Shall we get behind him?
And here we go, here's the dragon cultist. Same cultist as Horde of the Dragon.
I'll be behind the bush, right
Same
behind
cult.
him.
They do not even notice you're there.
Oh, I love this spell.
I come seeking the dwarf named Gundren Rockseeker.
I have never heard
Is
of
this
that.
door open?
That door is open as they walked out of it. Hold on, let me take away the dynamic lighting door.
Well, if you by chance see in his ugly mug somewhere around here, tell him there's a dwarf named Schmigel looking for him.
Perhaps if I see him, I will tell him. But that still does not explain how you have found yourself in a place such as this. Perhaps you can help us. Perhaps we can help each other.
I'm gonna
Go
go
on.
find Cass. Can I? Never mind.
You can probably try to message somewhere.
Okay, I'll shoot off in that direction. I can sneak over here. Oh, do I see him?
Yeah, if you sneak there, you see him.
Okay, I'll go get him.
Except I'm hiding.
No. Well, I tell him to follow me on the
But
path.
you do see him, but I'm not going to let you get all the way over there.
Oh, that's fine.
Because when you get over here, something happens.
Over where?
As you sneak through these bushes over here.
I can't see that. Oh, okay.
Okay, as you are over there, what happens?
I'm not sneaking through them, I'm sneaking on the edge of them. Like that.
Like where? Here?
I come through here. I'm trying not to rustle the bushes, is what I'm trying to do.
Let's see, let me do some distances. Yeah, as you walk over there, what happens is you notice that the bushes start moving.
Okay, am I better option to go through here or get back out?
You are attacked.
Okay.
What happens is that even though you are indeed invisible
And stealth.
and stealthed, the problem is that the twigs have blind sense. The twig blights. They notice that you get by as you sneak
Over
try to
here?
sneak by them. They do notice you get by and they come and swarm you.
The trees are alive with the sound of music.
But I'm not surprised, right?
You are.
Oh, I am surprised.
You are. Because you're, what's your passive perception?
12.
Yeah,
Oh.
you're surprised.
I don't know what it is. Yeah, 12.
Okay. So,
Do I get a plus for being invisible? No. For stealth? No.
No, their blind sense, probably not. I don't
You
remember
get- they get
exactly what
blind sense.
does.
so they get 2 attacks on you for free, with advantage. 13 and a 23. The 23 is a crit.
Okay, I activate my shield.
Okay, does the shield block off a 23?
Oh. That'd be plus 4, 18 plus 4. No, it'd be
Isn't
close
it plus
though.
5? That shield is +5.
It's +5 to your AC.
Oh, shield is +5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then it just
I don't play where if somebody crits as an auto hit. If your AC really is high enough to not have them hit you if they crit, then they don't auto hit. So it's a 23 on your AC, including a shield.
Then that's would be 23 is my. Well, 23 is still my AC, so it's still hit, wouldn't it?
Hit, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So I don't cast shield.
That's a total. Oh. Well, it's a total of 5 plus 2 damage, which is 7 damage. As this thing jumps out at you. And then what happens also is that you really kind of rustled the leaves, so to speak, and the next thing that you notice happens is that more of these things come out, and they actually jump on the cultists.
Excellent.
Because the cultists happen to be very close by. Let's see.
Well, we wanted to have the cultists attacked by the dragon, but 3 things.
Okay, I'm gonna be doing a little bit of flipping back and forth because of this. Okay, cultist armor class. 1, 2, 3.
And I leveled right before this, adding my hit points.
That is 2 hits on the cultists.
Isn't it 3?
No, it's 2 hits. It's
The
the last,
AC's
the
higher than
last,
17?
the last 3 are the ones I rolling for hitting.
Oh, okay.
So that's 2 hits on them. 1, 4, 5. These 2 vines jump on this cultist and kill him. And then the cultists start getting up and like, what is this?
That was all part of my plan.
Oh, brilliant plan.
Yeah.
It's free for all time. Let's roll initiative.
Oh, I should have used inspiration. Oh.
You could have.
Yeah. Ooh, 23.
Okay. The cultists, having been seriously taken by surprise, turn around. The Fabric, the one in front, picks up his sword and starts attacking the plants. This one comes up and attacks the plants. This one comes up and attacks. So that is 3 attacks. The cultists are chopping away at the plants. Ah, this is a lot of work. Okay. 2 hits. They destroy 2 of the plants. And then Fabric turns to you, Schmigel, and says, "What's the meaning of this?" He's like, "The twig blights do not attack unless disturbed." He's like, "How many of you are hiding out there? Do you mean to ambush us?" And he has a sword.
I am alone!
Doctor is up. You are completely invisible to them.
I didn't do nothing!
The doctor is completely entertained by this sight of Schmigel trying to like talk his way out of this. So the doctor's just gonna like basically sit down, and if he had popcorn, he'd be eating. So the doctor's just
Really?
gonna sit and watch.
Really?
Yeah.
Doctor takes no action.
He doesn't even hold it.
Twig blights
Well,
are up.
here you can say I'm on guard. I'm on dodge. We'll say.
First twig blight attacks the cultist with a miss. These 2 twig blights attack Nimbex, but do you have a shield on?
Shield's only
No.
1 turn.
No, I didn't cast it because
Okay,
it didn't do
16
any
and,
good.
and an 11. I'm guessing the 11 misses. Does a 16 get your armor class?
No, I have an 18.
Okay, they're missed. And Schmill's up. These guys have their weapons out, facing you, looking to possibly looking for a fight. They appears that you've lost their trust because they were attacked by these twig blights.
Oh, do we? This is gonna hurt. Oh, it has to be this way. And
You
I'm
attack.
going to-
You rush Fabric.
You're not talking your way out, Smiggle?
Where did my initiative go?
Did you roll one?
I thought I did.
What did you roll?
Okay.
You're after Smiggle.
I thought it was a 23.
Oh.
Or no,
Oh,
that
yeah,
was
22.
Never mind. It was a 21.
It was a 21.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, how about
That's
this?
fine. That's fine.
Okay.
I'll-
I'll let you go before the cultists.
Oh no, that was you. It was a 23. It was a 23.
Yeah, Nimbix 23 for initiative. 3 lines above your
If
last
you
set of
want to
rolls.
take an extra turn now, and then you may take another turn when your initiative is up, you can do that too.
Okay, I'm
Yeah,
just
because
gonna.
I don't know why your initiative didn't get put in the tracker.
I'll attack this one here.
Okay. Both attacks on that one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I'm killing first, and then if there's any left over,
The first attack takes that one out.
okay, then I attack the next one.
Second attack takes that one out.
Oh, okay. That's what I wanted.
Okay. Easily destroying these, snapping these branches.
And then I stealth again if I can. Oh, actually, I can move, right?
Yeah.
I'll move back over here.
You can
I guess-
stealth now because you're out of their line of sight. If you would
But
like.
they can't see me, right?
No.
On the other side? But Castanar obviously can.
Yeah.
So I wave him.
Kastnar did see that you just got attacked again by those twig lights.
Actually, I tell him, I wave to him to follow me.
Okay.
What? What do you want to say, Doctor?
I want to say, like, because since you're actually going for that, I wish I could have just been behind you the whole time and just whispering in your ear while you fight. Giving you advice.
Schmigel, you're up.
Yeah,
You don't know that the doctor's there sitting and eating popcorn, though.
Schmigel knows his plan's gonna go full south, so he's gonna bull rush the first guy and try to get him down.
Bull rush. You mean knock
Yeah.
him down? Okay. Now, is this a contest on him? I believe it is. Let me check rush for a second, because I haven't done that much. The knockdown attack.
Yeah, that's the opposed strength check that
Yeah,
I thought he
so
was
it's
doing
a
earlier.
strength contest on him, I believe. Okay, Schmigel, roll as you run up and try to knock this guy down. Roll a athletics or a strength check. And he rolled pretty high, so you got to beat him. He rolled an 18. So you run over and you slam into him, but he digs his heels in to not get pushed back.
Leave this place.
He says, "You first." Castanar.
And I'm gonna have to go after this.
Okay.
You said to follow him. I'm going to maintain.
Yeah,
my
we're gonna end
my
after
stealth.
this. It's getting late, but this is the middle of combat.
Yeah, I tell Castanar to just go past me as far as you can around the building.
Okay. Yeah, you can get at least around the corner of the building.
Well, I'm moving
Well,
stealthily,
double move,
so
right?
because
Yeah.
I presume I just heard
Yeah.
Schmiegel bellow
Yeah.
something. So I know something's over there.
Yeah.
But so I'm gonna. I don't know what's over there. You know what? I'll go ahead and just continue moving. I'll do a double move.
Yeah.
So you can double move into the bushes here around.
That'll work.
Okay.
And okay.
At this point, you can, from your vantage point, you can see what's going on. You see these cultists in dragon masks. They're ganging up on Schmigel. And then there's one twig blight hanging out there. Looks like a little rumble. Nimbex.
I get over here. And I shoot my crossbow at this one.
The blight or the dude? The dude, I'm assuming, right?
The dude, yeah.
Okay. You land your crossbow right into this dude's stomach.
Excellent.
He looks badly injured from that. Okay. Cultists are up. This injured cultist is still attacking that twig blight, so it's going to attack it and destroy the twig blight. And then after destroying the twig blight, it turns around and is like, there are more hidden in the trees! And he rushes over towards you. But he can't make it very far. He looks kind of badly injured. These two gang up on Schmigel.
I'm not worried about him.
14 and a 17.
Miss.
Both 2 misses?
2 misses.
Man, you guys' armor class is way too high. Okay. Doctor's up. Still eating popcorn?
No, I think I'm gonna stand up. Smiggle doesn't know any class. So I'm gonna do, I guess, a burning hands on these guys.
Ooh, this is pretty tight here. Let me see if you can not get Schmigel. Alright, I'm gonna say that you can do it without hitting Schmigel.
Okay.
He feels the heat.
Yeah.
He has
As you
good-
do it, your invisibility spell fizzles out.
Okay.
And you appear, but you appear with fire just blazing out of your hands. It's Dex save, right?
Yeah. With disadvantage?
With disadvantage because they don't see you. That's a fail. Oh, 13. Is that your DC?
Yeah.
That's 1 success. So what is your
Really on
damage?
disadvantage?
Even on disadvantage, he
Okay.
rolled a nat 20 and a 12. 17 fire damage. One of them is incinerated. What is 17 by half?
8.
Yeah.
The
8.
other one is just set on fire, and you can see his mask falls off. And you look into his face, and he looks like doesn't look like anybody very. Just looks like a normal person.
I
But
stick my tongue at him.
Schmigel, so this big fire went out as the doctor came into view and cast burning hands, killing one of the guys next to you. The second guy is on fire, looking horribly wounded.
I'm gonna finish him off.
Okay. Oof. He nimbly dodges your axe.
Jesus Christ, what is it with me and these goddamn...
I don't know why you're rolling the way you're rolling today. Rolling pretty bad today. You've had better days. Castanar.
I want one of these alive, and I can't ensure that the other one's not going to burn to death. So I'm going to pull the sword.
You can non-lethal this guy, even with your bow. If you
I thought about that, but I'm going to use the hilt of the sword.
Okay.
I wasn't sure that the helm was solid enough that I could knock an arrow off of it and just knock them out without killing them. So, especially the way I've been firing the bow lately.
Okay. You knock him out non-lethally.
Okay.
Easily. Nimbex.
Is anyone standing?
The burning guy next to Schmigel.
Oh,
He's the last man standing. Barely standing.
okay. Can I make it that far? No. Okay.
You got difficult terrain.
Oh, crossbow.
Okay. That one is dead. Burnt and dead.
Oh, wait a minute. Ah! Can I pull my trigger finger?
What?
Did he look like the one that was... is there any way I would know that he's the leader? Can I...
I'm not sure if you heard
Can
the
I knock him
conversation.
out with a crossbow shot?
Did you, you can, but did you listen to the conversation with Schmigel?
As a part of it, except for when I was running around the building.
Okay, if you have seen that person that Schmigel was talking to, then you would identify that he's the leader.
Well,
If you want to non-lethal him, you can.
yeah, that's what I try to do.
So you knock a crossbow bolt right through his calf,
There you
nailing
go.
him to the ground, and he
That's
just
what I'm shooting
collapses,
for.
still on fire, screaming.
I guess I'm gonna put him out after the fight.
Okay, and you got yourself 2 nice dragon cultist prisoners.
Excellent.
And we'll pick up next time because it's really getting late.
Yeah, I have to leave too.
What kind of experience? Or should we do that after?
Why don't I give you experience now for this, for the dragon cultists, so we don't have to kind of.
And the plants.
What?
And the plants.
Let me. The plants aren't that much, so let me total this up. The plants are 50 experience for everybody. The dragon cultists. Oh, what is this? Here we go. The dragon cultists are very nicely worth 100 experience each, 400 experience. And of course, after you knock them, you knock the leader out, you go and loot his body, and you find a nice yellow potion. Looks to be bubbly. You can Arcana check that potion.
Do we get
112 each is the total for experience, by the way.
Okay.
112 experience each. You find a very nice potion, and as you shake the bottle with the potion, it starts clinking like there's something inside the potion also. Did you Arcana check?
Yeah, I'm doing that now.
Not really sure what this bubbling yellow potion is.
Alright, let me take a look at it.
You want to
Here
chug
we
it?
go, Potion Master.
Oh, Schmiegel's just gonna take a look at it. Who knows? He might crit.
Ooh.
Schmegel, through your battles in the past, you have seen one brave warrior chug one of these potions. After chugging the potion, he took off into flight and flew into an enemy tower where he personally disabled the ballista before dying bravely. So this is a potion of flying. Cast flying on you. But there's also something inside the potion jingling as you shake it around.
It's
Is it something
the string.
It sounds like pebbles. It sounds like some sort of pebble or something. Couple of jingling pebbles inside the potion.
I investigate.
Doctor, you put the potion up so these things settle to the bottom, and it's a glass potion so you can see through it, and they look like they're